Good day! Good day to you all, Mimosars. Hello. Hi. It's been a minute. It's been, let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's been 3 entire days since I last streamed. Wow. In my defense... Okay, I have 2 rebuttals. I had a really bad tummy ache that lasted for a day straight. And then I was supposed to go on a road trip, but now I had to push that back a little bit. So in my defense, Your Honor, I did not know my fox tummy was going to hurt. And I also did not know that cars can go on life support. Anyway, hi. That felt like the longest 3 days of my life. Yeah, the car stuff is, slap the band-aid on it for now. It's not funny, I want to cry. It's like one of those situations where you can get away with putting a band-aid on it for a few months, you know? Because I'm convinced they're trying to scam me, but whenever I call around and I ask different mechanics for a quote, they give me the same quote. So I don't know if the mechanics in my area are all in cahoots with each other. I don't know. But yeah, it's okay for now. I think I'll survive. I mean, not me, my car. Who gives a fuck about me? All I need is my car. My baby, my precious. Time to get a horse. Dude, those things scare me. I mean, like, okay, like, they're cute if they're babies, but how does that not scare people? Like, they could one kick to the head and you're gone. Do people not, like, actively think about that? Oh yeah, I own a horse and I know, like, yeah, if he kicks me in the side of the head even once, I'm probably gonna die, but it's chill. He's cool. He's a cool horse. Horses are scary. Also, kangaroos. You know how they say Australians ride kangaroos to school? Dude, have you guys seen that video of a kangaroo beating up some guy's pet dog? It's so fucking scary. I hate them. They scare me. Same with chimpanzees. I think I said my piece about chimpanzees. Those fuckers are evil. Hi. Welcome to my stream. Yeah, guys, I'm so sorry about the lack of stream. Next week I'll make up for it. I promise. Promise. Yeah, why are kangaroos so, like, beefy? Like, I saw this TikTok of one that literally had pecs. Why do you need pecs? And do you need... Are pecs a necessity in the animal kingdom? Kangaroos lure animals into ponds. Wait, really? That's so horrible! Why are they so angry? Imagine, guys, would you bait your worst enemy into a pond and drown them? Because I don't even think I would do that. Shocker. They scare me. Kangaroos, chimpanzees, horses. Also, I feel like alligators and crocodiles scare me, but I feel like that's understandable. Because you guys know how sometimes you get like a mythical pull on your FYP and TikTok? Last night I had the displeasure of, I was recommended a crocodile. Is it a crocodile or alligator? I don't know the difference, but it was eating a turtle. And the crunch when it crushed its shell was very, it sounded like it was eating potato chips. Too much effort. Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna kill someone, I feel like taking them to a pond is a really roundabout way of doing it. But I think you can drown in only 6 inches of water. You could just waterboard them. You're not the turtle, the poor turtle. And you know, I didn't even learn the difference between a turtle and a tortoise until the other day. One is a land animal and the other is a sea animal. And I think tortoises I think they're the meaner ones. They like to chomp on you. But turtles are so cute. They're so funny looking. They look stupid. It reminds me of Marrow. Every time I get a fish video on my TikTok, I have to send it to her. Gators, round snout, and mostly freshwater. Crocs are more green and sharper snout. The more you know. Because to me, it's like the same thing, just repackaged, you know? They can still rip my arm off. A tortoise is a turtle, like a square rectangle. So all tortoises are turtles, but not all turtles are tortoises. You guys don't mind my windows. I just reset my computer for the first time in a week, so yeah, I left my computer on for a week straight. I don't know why I did that. They're aggressive. I'm never going to Florida. You guys that are in Florida, is it true that Crocs just like exist? They just chill and you can run into one? Or is that a joke? Tortoise have leg, turtle have flipper. So if a turtle comes onto the land, he's gonna have trouble. Because he doesn't have legs. He's gonna be... It's like a seal. Every time I see a seal on land, it makes me laugh. Because they can't walk. They do the worm. Yippee! Mimosa stream, good morning. Good morning to you as well. Yippee! Both can outlive us. Oh, yeah. I don't know how I feel about my pets outliving me. That kind of makes me depressed. Like, people are so used to having cats and dogs, you know, their lifespan is probably... If you're lucky, the oldest I've seen a cat live is like 16. But I have heard of stories where some cats can live to be in their 20s. But the point is, you usually outlive your pets, and that's just so sad. Some people eat iguanas. What does it taste like? Does it taste like chicken? Because I heard wait, is an iguana and no, they're not an amphibian. They're a reptile, right? I heard that some reptilian meat tastes like chicken. Chicken of the sea. Seals are so stupid. I know. I want to be a seal girl. Or. Elephant seals will wreck you. Why? Why are they so mad? Some parrots live a shit ton too. Yes, like I saw there's so many sad stories about parrots, like because people will get a bird because they're like, it's so cute and tiny, I want to keep it in a cage, and they don't realize that parrots can live longer than humans. Silosa, hi Rhea, good morning. I guess it's not morning for you, but hi. I want to be a seal. But I don't know, I feel like as a person who has a very serious fear of the ocean in general, I would be a very bad sea tuber. My parent turned into seals at night. I hear them every time. Dude, I know exactly how you feel. My parents... Okay, I shouldn't be putting them on blast, but it's okay because it's for entertainment. They try to hide the seal sounds with music, but like every time you hear music playing from their room, even if they're not actually doing anything sus, I immediately run away because I just my brain goes to that. Or. Yeah. That's literally what it sounds like. Hi Rhea, what it do? Oh, you were joking? Oh. Well, excuse me. Or. But I gave my mama flowers. Because his mother... Well, I gave them a bit early. I know it's Sunday, but... I gave her flowers yesterday. And my mom is the kind of woman that, she likes surprises. So I got her this big thing, this big vase of flowers. It was like roses and... I don't know, it had roses and some sort of pink flower. Almost looked like a dandelion. No, not a dandelion. What am I talking about? Not a dandelion. I don't know, but she cried. So, love you, Mom. I definitely have thalassophobia for sure. I have a shitty childhood memory where I guess thalassophobia, is that the fear of deep waters, or is it like the fear of like what lies in the deep waters? Because for me, it's just like the fact that the ocean is so mind-bogglingly large, it gives me really bad anxiety. Yeah, I had a skiing incident, a water skiing, a jet ski. Wait, is it water skiing or jet skiing? I don't know. I only did it once because once was enough. Dislocated my shoulder and almost drowned. I would have drowned if I didn't have a life jacket. It was so painful too, so I never did it ever again. Previous neighbor of mine didn't try to hide it. I randomly woke up and heard my neighbors do it too. The guy lasted a minute? Wow. I guess that's good for you so you don't have to listen to it too long. I have never actually had that problem though. I've never had a next door neighbor have loud plap sex next door to me. Usually it's my parents. Yeah. I mean, I used to live in an apartment complex where a lot of like, I guess like college age kids where they would throw parties every weekend and the entire complex would reek of weed. But I think that was it. I've never had the displeasure of listening to that. Thin-walled shitty apartment. Dude, that makes me so mad. The walls in my house are also very thin too. And I'm like really sensitive to sound and I get annoyed easily. So, you know, I'm a basement dweller. And the actual main floor of the house is above me right now. So, like listening to people like stomp and like drag their feet across the floor upstairs, it genuinely makes me tweak. It actually upsets me. Like, I don't know what my problem is, but like listening to footsteps directly above me, it just it makes me so mad. Blasting death metal after they start got the point across. Oh, that's genius. I would just be knocking on their door and be like, can you stop? Or you could do the, if they're upstairs, you could take a broomstick and like, you know, stab it up the ceiling and like bang it. Yeah, I've never had the displeasure of living in dorms either. The college that I went to actually did not have dorms. Doxed. Yeah. But even then, my dad, I have a very overprotective father. And he always told me that he would never let me live in dorms, even if they had dorms. My dad is very... It's so weird because I feel like in a lot of ways I have not lived a sheltered life, but in a lot of ways I still have. Like, for example, my dad would never let me walk anywhere. Ever. Like, I wasn't allowed to, you know, for example, we lived down the street from, you know, like a gas station, and I wanted a snack. And I'd be like, okay, Dad, I'm gonna go for a walk. And mind you, it's a 10-minute walk. And he's like, no, Mimosa, I don't permit you to walk. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? I'm 13 years old. I don't have a car. And he said, I'll drive you. Which, I guess that sounds nice, you know, to have your dad drive you around everywhere. But even to this day, 30 years later, I am still not allowed to walk anywhere. Like, I used to have to walk to my bus stop, or I was going to have to walk to the bus stop when I was in school, like college. And he was like, no, you are not walking to the bus stop. And I'm like, Dad, it's like it's a mile walk, I'll be fine. And he's very overprotective. And I know that's like such an American thing, because I think in other countries, a lot of people are just used to walking everywhere. Because here in America, it's the norm to have a car. But places like Japan, you're expected to walk. But yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I've never lived in a sus neighborhood. I've been very privileged, and I've been able to live in relatively nice houses my entire life. But there was one time a sex offender did move in next door, so maybe that's why. My folks are like that with my sister. I usually try to help her out by taking her so my dad wouldn't do that. I'm kind of glad it's not just me, because when I say that out loud, like, I know that it just reeks of privilege. I know it reeks. But I'm very glad that I have a father like that, because I know some other people don't have the things that I do. And walking everywhere sounds so miserable. Like, yeah, you get fit and you get swole calves, but so what? Sometimes you just want to drive. But yeah, I feel like a lot of America is not walkable, especially if you're not in the city. So, cars and buses. But I remember I grew up in such a shitty place. Well, I say shitty, but I mean in terms of public transportation. They did not have any buses. The sidewalks were crumbling. So if you did want to walk anywhere, you'd have to walk on the very side of the road and like run the risk of getting hit. Blech. Ooh, a trap house. Ooh, we should go visit. I've never been to a trap house. I wonder what it's like. EU dub. So many parts of America are unwalkable. Yes, it's frustrating. And even if you can walk, like, for example, I would never willingly walk down the streets of downtown Los Angeles. No. That shit scares me. Like, if you're in the nice, like Beverly Hills, absolutely. And yeah, I've been to Beverly Hills. I'm flexing on you guys. Have I ever bought anything in Beverly Hills or actually lived in a house in Beverly Hills? No, but I have driven through it. And it's nice. And you can walk through it. And there's a lot of rich people walking their dogs and like having a good time. And it's so weird because in Beverly Hills, I don't know if it's just because it's such a rich place, but a lot of the houses in rich areas like that do not have windows. So the houses, even though they look very nice and modern, they almost look like a prison because they don't have windows. And yeah, I don't know if it's because like they have a bunch of stuff and they don't want people to break in, because it's so easy to break into a house with a window. I've had to do that before. To my own house, not to somebody else's. Walking around sunset after dark is a death wish, true. I think that's why, especially here in America, a lot of our parents tell us to come home when the street lights turn on, and if you're not home by the time they turn on, you get your ass beated. First time I visited America, I was surprised by how spread out everything is. Yeah, you know, I never realized as an American, you know, growing up in this culture, how grand a lot of the places are. Because I've seen, you know, like, I've never been to Japan, but, you know, there's tour vlogs and stuff where... And again, I know that their architecture is different, and, like, the way that they zone houses and stuff is different. But it was so weird to me when I watched a Japanese vlog, and the houses are literally, like, squished up to each other. It's just so weird. I mean, it's not a bad thing, I'm just not used to it. You know, a lot of Japanese houses, they don't get a front yard or a backyard. I guess it's, I don't know if it's because it's just the lack of space or if it's not a priority, but here in America, a lot of people want to have a front yard and a backyard with grass. Window shopping. Yeah, I like window shopping in other people's houses. Is that weird? Like, I am very much a people observer, and I really like observing other people, and I don't even mean that in a perverted way. But, like, sometimes I'll drive through my neighborhood. You know, I live in a safe neighborhood, so people will just, you know, have their blinds pulled up so you can see in through their windows. And I just love observing people and seeing what they're doing, you know? Especially at the time of day. You know, if it's like 9 o'clock and I see that they're still eating dinner, I'm like, wow, you guys eat dinner late. And I did see there was this one couple that they were in pajamas, but it almost looked like they were arguing. I was like, oh, people are people. And I sound like a creep for saying it out loud, but it's just cool to observe. I like to observe. Hee. So many places that would be a 5-minute walk in other countries are a 20-minute drive in the US. Yeah. That's like LA in a nutshell. Not even LA, that's California in a nutshell. Where it's like, if you open the Google Maps, it'd be like, oh, this is like a 10-minute walk, but if you get in your car, it's gonna take you a whole hour. God. Mowing lawns suck. People watching is a fun pastime. True. I've never mowed a lawn in my life, by the way. Yard? I'm lucky I have a little balcony. You guys get balconies? I don't have a balcony at my house. I think... I'm trying to think. Okay. Actually, this is really weird. I think this is a unique experience. One of the houses I used to live in, it had a staircase to the roof of the house. And it was like... I don't know how to explain it. Like, the top of the house was flat. It was like a Minecraft house where you don't give it a roof. So you could actually climb onto the top of the roof of the house and just sit there and, like, look at the stars. It was really cool. Must have been a really old house, because you don't see houses without roofs, I think. But yeah, it had a little... It was a metal one, too, so if you, like... It had metal stairs, so if you tripped and you fell, you'd break your skull open and die! Wow! Unique architecture. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know this, but I've moved a lot my entire life. I have never lived in a house longer than... I think the longest I lived in one house was probably... 3 years, maybe? So yeah, I moved around a lot. A friend of mine has that. He put patio furniture on his to make a lounge area. Oh, that sounds like fun. I want a lounge area. It'd make me go outside more. I have the same initials as Minecraft Steve. Coincidence? Coincidence indeed. Yeah, I hate moving. I would get teased a lot as a kid for moving, which is a weird thing to get teased about, but I was that friend who moved like every year, if not every other year. So it's like, it's so fucking weird because everybody else where I grew up had the same house for their entire life. So I feel like my sense of home is very distorted because I've moved so much. But the house I was born into, Goo Goo Gaga, you know, when my parents took me home from the hospital, it was a trailer. We were trailer white trash for a long time. And people always like to talk shit about trailers. And I'm like, fuck you, they're cozy as long as you don't have next door neighbors that are crackheads. Which we didn't. We did not. The anime transfer student pro tag IRL, basically. But I actually only ever... It was so weird because even though we moved a lot, we never moved outside of like a school zone, so I always ended up going to the same school. I have only transferred once in my life. Haha, you live in a slightly different geographical location. What a loser. It sounds stupid when I say that out loud. Yeah, I used to get made fun of for moving all the time. In a culture where a lot of families like own the same house for decades and they never renovate it or leave it, I guess I could be seen as the weird one. We moved a lot, but I was an introvert with pets, so I kind of rolled with it. You're just like me! Yes! We had a childhood puppy dog. She was a red dog. She was a Pomeranian dog. She was a dog. And she hated me. I remember she had you know the stapler remover things where it has like the really sharp teeth to remove staplers? Or not staplers, staples. Yeah, my old pet dog really did not like those. She would feel threatened by them. But she did pass away many moons ago. Can I pet that dog? She's in the dirt now. She's probably not even bones anymore. She's probably just dirt. But okay, I don't know if this is also an American thing. A lot of people opt to cremate their pets here in America, but it's very expensive. So what we did is we just dug a hole in our backyard and buried it. And yeah, so if there's any poor kid who decides to go treasure hunting in their backyard and they find dog bones, I am so sorry. I'm really sorry. But we didn't have the money to cremate them, so we returned them to the earth. Rhea, can you bring back my pet dog who died in like 2007? Please. Bring her back to life. I don't know, she was a needy dog though. Because I feel like dogs are so needy. You have to take them out to go on a walk every day. And you gotta pick up their shit. And that's the thing that gets me. Picking up their shit when it's still hot and steamy grosses me out. That's so gross. My childhood family dog had real beef with me because we are the same age and used to steal toys from each other growing up. Why are you just like me? You're just like me. Yeah, the dog was the same age as me, so we were actually raised as siblings, which is so weird if you think about it. But you don't question it because dog is human best friend. So yeah, you treat that dog like it's your family, like it's your sister. I guess like I can understand like having, because I wasn't an only child, but my siblings are so much older than me that when they left the home, I was still young enough to be raised as the only child. So the dog was my twin. Would you rather pick up dog shit or cat shit? Cat shit for sure. Because at least with cat shit, you just take a little scooper and you just throw it in the garbage. But the worst part about dog shit is like you have to take them out to go on a walk. And then, you know, due to like property management laws or whatever, you have to pick up their shit. And so you take the plastic bag and you like try your best to pick up the dookie, but it's still hot and steamy and it smells. And it's like squishy and I'm just, I don't like it. Cat shit all the way. Always cat shit. Always, always, always. But I don't know. Another bad part about owning cats is I have a long-haired Siamese. And when she gets the shits on her butt. Which means she either gets a bath or I cut off her booty hair. I was the kid in the loft, top bunk attic, so I was the cat lord. I always wanted one of those. But I was never allowed. I was never allowed. Such a sad childhood. Our cat is 3 times bigger than our current dog. So dog for me. That's disgusting, thinking about gigantic cat shit. Blech. But how come the tiniest dogs have the biggest dumps? Has anybody else noticed that? Like Chihuahuas take the craziest dumps, and it's like bigger than the size of a Great Dane's dump. I don't understand. Why do I ask these questions while I'm cooking? I don't know. It's to stimulate your appetite. It's to stimulate your appetite. No, it can be used as like a form of dieting, you know? You can't be hungry if you're grossed out. I'm the oldest, so I kind of got shoved into the high out of the way spot. Damn. I'm the baby. It's not something I'm conscious of. The smell is 100 times worse. It's horrible. Yeah. How come little dogs are so, like, their bowels just function like a grown man's? I swear. Yeah, I love to help you guys make healthier choices in your life. When you want to eat a double cheeseburger, just think about dog shit. Think about the size of a shit that a Chihuahua takes. But the thing is, like when you take your dog for a walk, right? And, you know, obviously on the walk, they gotta go poop or pee. And the dog decides to shit in the grass. And the shit is diarrhea-like in texture. What do? Do you, like, try to peel the shit off of the grass? Or do you just leave it there? I haven't had a dog in, like, 2 decades, so I don't know anymore. I don't know. I'm sorry, but I'd rather not. Would you rather? Okay, but think about it. It's so hard to when you're hungry and you're like, oh man, I want a double cheeseburger, but I know I can't because I'm on a diet. That's hard to control yourself. But if you're actively disgusted and you actively lose your appetite, it's so much easier to stay on your diet.
Simple alert. Honest _
that
car
scared the shit out of me. Wow, thank you, Honest Car Mechanic, for the $20. Thank you. I will be honest and say I'm a bit embarrassed that you donated that after I talked about Chihuahua dumps, but thank you. Hey, if you're a car mechanic, can you like fix my car? My check engine light is still on even though I took it to the shop last week. No, it wasn't even last week. It got out of the shop this week. Yeah, I love that sound effect. It makes me happy. You gotta cover it with leaves and act nonchalant. A 15-foot shovel so you don't gotta be close to it. Ugh, brother, ugh! Yeah, I wanna be one of those, like, Hololive girls where, you know, I wanna do, like, a super chat reading stream, and I want you guys to have the craziest names possible. Honest car mechanic, I love you. Is it a Ford? God, no. God, hell no. I do not want a Ford. I've seen so many horrible, like, horror stories about Fords, especially, like I have the sound of the Ford, like, door opening noise stuck in my head where it's like, dun-a-dun, dun-a-dun. I've never even ridden in a Ford before. I have a very I don't want to say exactly what I have because I know people will be on the streets looking for me, but it's common and it's ugly. And it's not a flex if you own one of these. It's like the vanilla ice cream of cars. You know? But, you know, I am just glad I don't own a Ford. And also, I'm also glad that I do not own a luxury car. That I am very glad for. A beige Honda Civic. Exactly. Right on the money. Not a Prius, I hope. No, it's not a Prius. I really want, like, I'm not one of those people who really is picky about brands or models, but when I get money, I want an SUV. I want an SUV. Because think about all the space you have. Like, for grocery, you could go on huge grocery trips, you know, grocery shopping. You don't have to, like, worry about the lack of space because I'll have 3 rows. I'll have the front row, the middle row, and the back row, and the trunk. Yeah! But I do want a black one. I feel like black cars are more chic than any other color. And plus, I feel like you stand out more when you have, like, a red or a blue car. Actually, the other day, I saw, the first time in my life, a red Toyota Camry. I have never seen a red Toyota. I didn't even know they came in red until the other day. I thought it was only black, silver, and white. But apparently they come in red. Or maybe the guy painted it. I don't know. A Trackhawk? What the hell is that? Hold on, I'm Googling it. I'm not a car lady. A 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. Ooh. Wait, I know I was talking shit about red cars, but this is actually kind of nice. But don't, like, I heard, like, what, do Jeeps get the death wobble? I heard, you know, obviously TikTok is the spreader of information and they're always right. And one TikTok told me that Jeeps are prone to having a death wobble. Which means obviously all Jeeps are bad. It looks nice though. I want it. I mean, I'll take anything as long as it has a functioning transmission. My transmission is like half eaten up by rats, I feel like. I don't know. Because every time I go to the mechanic, they're like, you know your transmission's like basically dead, right? And I'm like, yeah, but I don't have the money to fix it. All trucks can have a death wobble. I did not know that. Death wobble. So how does that happen? Is it because like the wheels are not aligned and it starts wobbling and then you just die? The death wobble happened in Jeeps. What is a 4x4? Isn't that a kind of wood? And trucks, when rapidly rotating steering wheel components cause your steering wheel to move rapidly from side to side. This causes your vehicle to feel like it's about to fall apart, and you want to hold on to the steering wheel for dear life. Wait, I kind of know how that feels. It makes me laugh because my wheels were unaligned for a really long time, and I thought it was just normal for my car to shake. I was like, oh yeah, this is like, especially when I go at really high speeds, that bitch just be shaking like an earthquake, and I'm like, oh, this is weird, but I'm sure it's normal. It was not normal. I had to pay a lot of money to, because it wasn't just the wheels that had to be aligned. It was one of the axles was fucked up, and a whole bunch of other stuff that I don't understand cars. Like every time I go to the mechanic and they're like, here's what you need to do. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the hell are you, what language are you speaking? Joe be chewing on my transmission. I guess so. Because I have no, I mean, okay, I know why my car is a piece of shit. And you know what? It's not my fault. I had no hand in this. The guy I bought it from was a tool. Okay? He was a dickhead. He was many words. He put the wrong spark plugs into the thingy. And then he didn't even have a fuel cap for the hole where you put your gas into. And then he also had I don't remember what it was. It was something with the tires, something wrong with the tires. It wasn't the wrong tires, but it was like the wrong, I don't remember. This is so long ago. I bought this car like 5 years ago. It's a piece of shit. So yeah, the guy who owned it before me, thanks. I'm keeping the legacy of this piece of shit alive. A horse wouldn't have these problems. Have you guys seen like horse vaginal exams? I don't know why you'd want to see that. Okay, it's not a vaginal exam. It's more like when they're pregnant. You know, it's hard. It's probably really hard to get a horse into an X-ray machine, right? So instead of X-raying them, what vets do is they put on a really long glove, like a cleaning glove, a kitchen glove, if you will. And they do this for cows too. I think it's not just horses. I think it's any large mammal with a large coochie that you can't put in an X-ray machine. And they stick their hand in the coochie, and they feel around to make sure the baby's okay. I actually don't know how that works, but I've seen it, so it has to be true. See, imagine that. Imagine how if any of you guys have girlfriends, which I doubt, and if she ever got pregnant, which I doubt. Imagine the doctor just sticking their hand up your girlfriend's cooch and just feeling around. Like, that's not anatomically possible, first of all. But even if they did, would you feel like, would you be angry? Because that feels like a pure violation. My Little Pony fans have entered the chat. Oh god. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, sometimes My Little Pony fans scare me. They kind of, like I like My Little Pony and it's cute and it's fun. But like, I've had some weird experiences with MLP fans. What did I do? Not you. You're okay. Just everybody else but you. Yeah. It's so funny because it's like, I like the kind of people who say, for example, I hate pink foxes, and I say, well, I'm a pink fox, and they're like, no, not you, but every other pink fox I hate. Or it's like they probably would hate you if they didn't know you, but you don't think about it. Yeah. But I had this really weird experience in high school, and I wanna before I say this, I never made fun of this guy, even though I probably could have. But this guy had autism, and his thing was My Little Pony. Like, that was his shit. That was his jam. And so he would always wear, you know, he had a My Little Pony backpack. He had My Little Pony shirt and pants and shoes, and his lanyard had My Little Pony all over it. And because I used to take special ed classes, I would usually get lumped in with, you know, the weird kids, because we're all weird and fucked up in the head. And I was sat at the same table for an entire semester with this guy, and he was a nice kid. Like, he didn't have, you know, I didn't have a reason to not like him. But I learned that he was starting a My Little Pony club at school. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I like My Little Pony too. And he was like, so you want to join? And I said, no, I don't do clubs. And then somehow, somewhere, the conversation changed, and he decided that he wanted me to be a voice actress for his My Little Pony fan animation project. And we exchanged contact information, but he never got back to me. Because I told the guy, I was like, oh yeah, I'm interested in voice acting. He was like, boy, do I have a job for you. Yeah, maybe it's a good thing that never happened, because he did have an instance in the class where, to no fault of his own, he did have a bit of an aggressive meltdown, and he attacked one of the other kids, but other than that, he was chill. I didn't make the cut. That's okay. I'm kind of glad I didn't. He kind of intimidated me sometimes. We'll call you back. Thank you for your time. That happened to me. I had this, like... I don't even want to tell this story because the story still fucking makes me mad. I had a job interview to be a teacher in Japan. And I got in, and I got to have an interview with not the CEO, but one of the big dudes. And she was like, your Japanese is so good. I like your personality, and we want to hire you. And I'm like, okay, well, let's do it. Here's my information. He's like, I need your bachelor's degree, by the way. And I'm like, what? Nowhere in the requirements did you ever mention a bachelor's degree. And he said, no, but you need one to come here. And I'm like, then why didn't you put that in the requirements? Because I thought it was just one of those things where you could just, like, sponsor my visa and we'd be chill. And he was like, well, the person who reviewed your application told me you had a bachelor's degree. And I said, what? I do not have a bachelor's degree, actually. And so somehow during the chain of... It was like a game of telephone where the girl who reviewed my application basically... I don't know if she misunderstood what I was trying to say, because she was Japanese, and I know... Like, yeah, I know that you speak English, but, you know, sometimes in other languages it can be confusing. And so, yeah, I ended up not getting that job. I was really fucking pissed. But I still remember at the end of the conversation, even though he told me that he wouldn't be able to hire me due to visa laws, he was like, I'll get back to you soon and see if we can get you here. And I said, no, you won't. And I hung up on him. He was such a dude. I did not like that guy. He was so condescending, too. He was a very weird guy. He was like an old British guy. And for some reason, he felt the need to flex the fact that he had two... Was it like... I think he had a master's and another degree. And I'm like, bro, you're a teacher in Japan. Nobody gives a fuck about the fact that you have a master's and a PhD or whatever the fuck you have. Nobody cares. You're a teacher and you get paid like one. And you're flexing on me that you don't even get paid $40,000 US a year. Wow, what a flex. With a master's degree? I would kill myself personally, but sure. Sure. So I cannot stand people like that. And it's like, it's almost like, I don't know if it's because they get involved in a career path that they can't leave. But I would never take that disrespect. You go to school for like 8 years and you get like a PhD or a master's or however long that takes. And you want to settle for a job that pays you $20 an hour. When you're in debt. Okay. Okay. And it's just like some jobs, honestly, I don't think a lot of jobs even require a bachelor's degree. Like, okay, nursing, fine. I feel like that could require a 4-year degree because it's really complicated. Fine, whatever. But you mean to tell me that if I want to be, like, a teacher in Japan, I have to have a 4-year degree? And I'm sure it's not even about what I study in college, but it's more about the fact that they want to see that I am dedicated to my craft. So stupid. And it's so frustrating when you know that you are overqualified for the job, but they just laugh at you because you don't have a bachelor's degree. You're an ass. And I'm honestly terrified because, like, many years ago, I mean, bachelor's degrees have always like, it gives you an easier way to get your foot in the door. But I've always been scared that one day, what if the standard is no longer a bachelor's? What if the standard is gonna be a master's degree in 20 years? Which I'm already seeing happening. Because in psychology, you can't go anywhere unless you have a master's. Unless you want to be some, like, bottom feeder, low fodder, like, bottom of the food chain, like, social worker, maybe, I guess. But I don't want to, like, psychology is one of those things to me where I would not want to work as a therapist. But that's, like, the bottom of the food chain, I feel like, for psychology. Engineering. That's too smart. Smart people scare me. My uncle is an engineer, and he scares me. He's the engineer from TF2, basically. He's a very smart guy. But it's like, what else? You can do math, and then you make stuff, and then boom, you're an engineer. And maybe not even math, you know, like a coding language. I don't know, I feel like bachelor's degrees are overrated. This is like, yeah, if you want a decent job, then fine. Bachelor's degree, get one. But, you know, I've seen some people who are okay with, like, you know, like, how do I say this? There are some, like, retail jobs where you can make more money without a bachelor's degree if you are holding a higher position. So I've met some people who don't even have any sort of education who get paid really well because they stuck around in a company long enough to get a promotion. Depends on what you consider good, though. Okay, for me, if I could choose right now how much money I could get paid a month, I wouldn't ask for that much. I just want enough to leave my parents' house and never come back. I don't want a mansion. I don't want a nice house. I will take a studio apartment. Give me $2,000 a month and we'll call it even. They're gonna gatekeep jobs by power level like the mobile game ads. Maybe it's time we all just die. A lot of high-paying jobs require trade school, not an average degree. Oh, that's true. I don't want it, but trade school is spooky. What is spooky? Because you have to go to trade school to become a welder, right? Well, what if you weld your fingers off? And you can also go to trade school for car stuff, right? Well, what if you die to a car? I don't want to die to a car. I don't want to accidentally weld my fingers together. So, trade school, I admire all of you guys who go to trade school or who have went. It scares me. I'm just a girl. You just put them back on. I guess so. I guess. Yeah, I feel like I'm convinced that I'm just not meant to live and work a normal job. Because if you made me become a welder, I think I'd accidentally kill myself. I can't work on cars. That shit's too smart for me. I don't speak any coding languages. I know a bit of HTML because back in the day in Neopets, you had to know HTML to make like a signature. God, that's so 2000s. Don't know any languages, like computer-wise. I mean, I'm good at technology, but I don't think I'm smart enough to like be a diagnostics person for fixing computers. He took welder courses after dropping out and went back to the same degree. Really? Is it because he ended up hating the welder courses? That's scary. Yeah, that's basically been my entire life experience, where I take on something new and I'm like, oh boy, I can't wait to make this my career, and then I get into the I get a taste of the career field and I end up absolutely hating it. Yeah. It's kind of what happened to me with the medical field. Like, I've always been interested in the medical field, but once I got a little bit of a taste of that, I was like, I don't know if I can handle this for the rest of my life. Oh, he found a better job? Ooh, based. That's epic legitness. Yeah, I was in the medical field for a while. And I guess it doesn't help that I'd started that in the height of the pandemic. Also, sorry, give me 1 second. Oh, Rhea, thank you so much for pinging my live. I love you, babe. Thank you, Rhea. Love you, Pokey Bear. I don't even know if she's still here. Thank you, baby. His job paying for his degree. Ooh, that's nice. I heard that. Well, I was gonna say Chipotle, but I think a lot of places will like reimburse your tuition. That's epic. Yeah, the medical field is not it. The marketing field is also tough, because I feel like you gotta be smart, and I don't have the brain for that. And then what else? I mean, cashiering and like flipping burgers can only get you so far. I mean, I'm not interested in owning my own restaurant. That's too much of a responsibility for me. I would be a shift lead, but I would never go higher than maybe assistant manager. But I do see the temptation. I do see why people become general manager. The amount of money they give you just to be a generic manager is pretty insane. But I guess they're salaried, so I guess they don't get paid hourly, which can suck. It can suck if you work a lot of overtime. I don't know, do you guys prefer salary or hourly wages? Because I feel like... I don't know. If you made me choose, I'd probably always go for hourly, because it's always nice to be paid the amount that you work. But in the days that you get your hours cut, yeah, hourly sucks. It does. It's like a double-edged sword. Because if you have a salary and you don't have to show up for whatever reason, or you have to call in sick, you still get paid. But what if you work 80 hours a week and you're still getting paid a $50,000 salary? That sucks. That's sucky. And I've witnessed that happen. I had a guy who I used to work for, and he became general manager. And when he first started, he was so stressed out because, yeah, they give him a salary, but the amount of time he was spending doing managing stuff was not equivalent to 40 hours. It was more like 60. Sounds stressful. But also, he was not a good manager, though. Because this place that I worked in particular, I actually had it wasn't like a stalking problem. I don't want to say I went that far, but there was this guy who was like weirdly obsessed with me, who worked in the tech department. I was like, can you please like fire this guy? He's followed me out to my car. Even when I park far away, he finds my car. He knows what my car looks like. He waits for me to come out. And he will wait for me, and he will walk me to my car, and he won't let me go home. And so for a while when I worked there, I had to get walked to my car. And I approached the general manager. I was like, can you please get rid of this guy? He's such a weirdo. And he's like, okay, let me look. And he was like, actually, we're understaffed, so I actually can't afford to fire him. So he will stay here. And then I flipped him off, and I quit. But the thing is, in the papers, like in the documentation, they have it listed that I was terminated, so I actually can't work at that place anymore. I can't work at that place anymore. In their company handbook, it says if you've been terminated, you cannot work here. Or if it's like, I think it's actually, if you've been terminated, you have to work 10 years to work here ever again. Maybe your dad was on to something. Yeah, for sure. I've had a lot of weird experiences, but that was like the weirdest. He was very strange. Like, he got into a fight with the guy at the workplace, but because he was off the clock, he didn't get in trouble, even though there was blood involved, which shocked me because I mean, like, yeah, you're off the clock, but you're still on company premises. Why did you not get fired? Excuse me. Oh, he was a douchebag. I don't even remember his name, but he was not. Ugh. Yeah, he would just walk up to me while I was like minding my own business working, and he'd be like, "Hi, Mimosa. Look at these cuts I have on my arm. Aren't these so cool?" And I was like, where did you get those cuts from? And he was like, "Oh, myself." And I was like, "Oh, you need to show me that on when I'm working?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?" And I was like, "No, it's not cool. Please leave me alone. You scare me." I think that's the first time I've ever met a menheta man. I've met a lot of menheta women, but he was a menheta man. He scared me. I wonder where he's at in life, because that was like a decade ago. Like, I wonder if he's in jail. Do you ever wonder if your high school friends are in jail? Because there's this guy, we were in the same year, and we took a lot of the same classes. And a year after he graduated, he went to jail because he raped somebody. I was like, oh! Wow, okay, that's a little weird. And there's another guy I went to high school with who ended up becoming a felon because he was dealing crack. I was like, oh, well, I don't know what to say. Your life has devolved to sexually assaulting women and doing crack. It's so sad. So yeah, sometimes I will go back and be like, oh, I wonder where my high school buddy went, and then they're either dead or in jail. I don't think I'm alone in that, but the shock, like the gut, it's like a visceral, I don't even know how to explain it. Because when you think about, especially if somebody does like a really serious crime, like killing somebody or like assaulting somebody, your mind always has it. It's like always in the back of your mind. You're like, oh, that could have been me, but it wasn't. I vaguely remember checking my Facebook several years after leaving school and seeing an old classmate post that they got released from jail. God. Why is that the first thing people do when they get out of jail? They post on Facebook? That's the last thing I would do. If I was in jail and I got out, the first thing I would do would be go on to TikTok so I could get the brain rot. And then I'd go watch anime. It's been 50 years since high school for them. That's a long time. Oh, you guys are old? Oh God, I thought you guys were all youngins. Honestly, it scares me though, because I know that I've been watched by people who are like twice my age, and I'm like, which I appreciate it, but at the same time, I don't know why they like me, because I'm so out of touch with older people. I'm like, oh, you're in your 50s. Oh, and you're watching me? Oh, you're calling me old. Oh, okay. Sorry, a lot of things go over my head. It's the girl, Tizoma. I'm not that old. I was raised in the era where we were still using VCRs and we were still using MP3 players. You were so cool back in the day if you were walking down the street with the MP3 player in your headphones. And then they brought in the iPod, and then you were even cooler because it was small and it wasn't clunky and you could put it in your pocket. And then for some reason they phased it out. And I say some reason as if they didn't invent the iPhone. But like, it's so convenient to have an iPod. Especially when they brought around the iPod Touch, it was like you could have an iPhone without actually having the commitment of owning an iPhone. Times are different, y'all. Times are just, they will never be the same. It's just weird because back in the day, flip phones were revolutionary. You could take them everywhere with you. You could call your family whenever you have to. You didn't have to go to a payphone or wait till you have to get home. If you're in an emergency, then you can call your parents. And it's so weird because you look back on that and it's like flip phones were so shitty in their function, but at the time it was such a good thing to have. Because on those stupid phones, you can't even go on the internet without it like charging you $500. And it's like so stupid because they give you the option to go on the internet and they're like, by the way, if you go on the internet, we're gonna charge you lots of money. Nowadays, that's not even a thing. Like, it's expected to be able to go on the internet on your smartphone. It used to be so easy to repair your own phone before smartphones took over. Oh yeah, because like, especially iPhones, they're actually not meant... Like, with Samsung Galaxies, I think the back can open because it's like a plastic cover, but on iPhones, the back is glass. So I'm pretty sure when you want to actually go in and physically repair an iPhone, you have to like take a torch and like melt the glue and crack the glue off. That's so frustrating. Like, why? And I know that Apple doesn't give a fuck about their customers, but that's so counterintuitive. Yeah, like back in the day, I remember I used to have a Samsung Galaxy, and sometimes, you know, it was a piece of shit phone, and sometimes it would just freeze. And so instead of using the reset, like press the power button to reset it, I would just open the back of the phone and rip the battery out and put it back in. But you can't do that with iPhones. You cannot. It's pretty hard to get into the back of an iPhone, actually, from what I'm aware of. Samsung smartphones before Android. Wait, there was Samsung smartphones before Android. So what did they use as a OS? A Sony Ericsson. I gotta Google this. Oh wow, that's old. It's so ugly too, I hate it. They had their own OS? I did not know this. I always wanted a BlackBerry though. They're so cool, and it's like revolutionary because back in the day, you know, you had those stupid keyboards where you had to press the ABC button like 3 times to get to the C. You know, and then when the Blackberries were so cool because you could just use a QWERTY keyboard, and it's like, wow, this doesn't take me 10 hours to have an argument with somebody on a flip phone because I don't have to press the same letter 5 times. And now that happened to me. I used to get in arguments with my flip phone. It would take me forever to text my friends back because you had to be like, okay, letter Y. And you have to, it's like a conscious effort. Whereas a QWERTY keyboard, at least for me, I don't have to like sit here and look at it, you know? The buttons are too tiny for my sausage fingers. Oh, so you are chubby. Chubby sausage fingers. Glizzy fingers. I'm sure there's some woman out there who will appreciate it. Blackberries. It's just so weird because blackberries were the thing. Don't call them that. What, glizzies? But a sausage is a glizzy. So it's appropriate to call them that. Glizzy. I hate glizzies. They're so gross. Like, what goes through your guys' mind when you're like, oh boy, I'm hungry. I want to eat a log of mystery meat on a bun with with mustard, ketchup, and relish and onion. And I know you guys would be like, actually, it's not mystery meat. It's just pork. Well, I don't give a goddamn. The last time I had a hot dog, I nearly puked because it was so gross. Like, if it was like a steak glizzy, I would eat it. If you just like put ribeye in a blender and then you put it in like sausage casing, I would eat it. But I'm not a pork lady. I don't like porky. I'm not a porky. I'll eat bacon. I like to live dangerously. But hot dog meat. That's why spam low-key scares me. I was at the store the other day and I went down the, you know, the international aisle where they keep the spam. And I wasn't aware that here in the States they sell different flavors of spam. They have... I got Han. I don't remember what flavors they had. It was like jalapeno, hot and spicy, maple turkey jalapeno, hot and spicy, bacon, teriyaki. And I showed that to Meryl and she was like, what the hell? Why are there so many flavors? Lesbians not liking glizzies makes sense. But glizzy... But glizzy's a food. It is also a penis, but it's also a food, and it's also a lifestyle. Listen, if my hot dog were a female, if I knew it came from a female pig, maybe I would eat it. Wait, that sounds weird. Maple spam, nice. Oh yeah, and I found the everything bagel ramen and the what was it? It's like pancakes ramen. I didn't buy it because it looked nasty, but I saw somebody else bought it. But what is up with Americans and their obsession with breakfast foods? And as an American, even I don't know. Because a lot of us like to have breakfast for dinner. I feel like that's fine. But with ramen? And everything bagel flavored ramen. And they also sell... I haven't had the chance to get my little grimy hands on them, but they have coconut Dr. Pepper. And it's 0 sugar, so I'm worried it's gonna have that like diet taste to it, but I need it. I need it in my mouth. I want it. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. It's such an American thing to like give a food like a million different flavors. It exists. It's like excuse me. It's creamy coconut. Can you order it, dude? I think you probably could, but I never order drinks online anymore because they like the pricing is insane. I guess I could do like Walmart delivery. I can get a 12-pack of Dr. Pepper 0 sugar creamy coconut soda for $9. Oh. But a 12-pack, no, an 18-pack is $30. Why? Why do you scam me so? I've tried the strawberries and cream. It's okay, but it's like... It's not my favorite. I mean, I drink it if you put it in front of me, but... If you made me choose a different Dr. Pepper flavor, it would be the, what the hell was it called? It was like, they had a flavor they dropped before the strawberries and cream. It was, what was it? It's like cream soda, I think. Yeah, it was a cream soda Dr. Pepper. That shit is so good. Really good. But the strawberries and cream, mid. The Dr. Pepper's getting adventurous. They're trying to be like Coke and be like, hi, we have cherry flavor. We have vanilla flavor. We have, what other flavors of Coke do they have? I think they used to have an orange Coke back in the day. Mexican Coke. Yeah, they used to have orange Coke. I never tried it, though. Cherry, vanilla, orange. What else? I'm gonna get so many ads for Coke now. I don't even like Coke. Cherry... Oh, they have cherry vanilla. If you want to mix the two, because apparently you can't crack open two individual vanilla and cherry, and you can't just pour it together. Zero sugar. Ugh. Coke fans are being fed, I guess. Apple Tango. What the hell is that? What the fuck? I'm looking it up. Tango Apple for $50 for 6 of them? Why? It's sugar-free with no... Oh, and it's vegan. Oh, purr. Ranch-flavored Coke. Wait, have you guys ever tried the ranch-flavored soda? Because that's vomit territory. A raspberry Coke. Tastes like cough syrup. Ugh. Brother, ugh. You haven't got Tango over there. I've never heard of Tango ever. I've never seen it. It is a carbonated soft drink originated in the UK. Yeah, I've never heard of Tango before. Introduced in 1950. Wow. Yeah, I've tried those like funky flavored sodas, and I think the one that made me... Let's see, I'm trying to remember. This is so long ago. All of them were really nasty, but I think the bacon one was the most foul. I like Tang. Tang ain't bad. It's cheaper to buy cough syrup itself at this point. Do you think there are people out there who actually like the flavor of cough syrup? Because I had a really bad... Like, for a long period of time, I could not take cough syrup without vomiting. The flavor itself was enough to make me vomit. Lean lovers love the flavor of cough syrup. Yeah. But I wonder, like, I feel like other countries are missing out on American soda. Like, if you haven't had a blue voltage Mountain Dew, you have not lived your life. The amount of sugar and caffeine that's in that thing. God. God damn. And the red one is okay, but I'm a blue. I like blue flavored stuff more. I'm on the blue team. Blue voltage Mountain Dew. You know, people, like, Japanese people, I know that, like, Coke is a thing in Japan, but I learned that they don't have Dr. Pepper readily available, and that makes me want to die. Yes, a Baja Blast, it's so good. It tastes like regular Mountain Dew mixed with coconut and maybe pineapple. It's very tropical flavored. Very tropical. I like it. But it's better when you get it from Taco Bell and you ask for it in the frozen form. It's so good. Baja Blast. And there's also some places like let's see. I think Five Guys, they have a crazy soda machine where, like, yeah, they have all the soda flavors and syrups, but they also have like individual, like, how do I say it? They have like vanilla syrup, orange syrup, raspberry syrup, you know, stuff like that. So if you wanted to, you could get a Dr. Pepper and you could also put like vanilla syrup in it, and it's not bad. You know, I hate pina colada, but if you put it in a soda for some reason, I will drink it. Squirt and Mountain Dew were meant to be mixers, but people liked them enough, so they rebranded them as normal sodas. Yeah, Squirt cannot be a mixer. Squirt is enough to stand out on its own. I love Squirt. And, you know, I didn't even know that Squirt was different from Sprite until a few years ago. I thought Squirt was the off-brand version of Sprite, but apparently Squirt is grapefruit flavored citrus soda, and then and Sprite is like the lemon lime soda. They taste the same to me. Squirt just tastes less sweet, but apparently they're not the same thing. Yeah, Squirt is delicious. I love Squirt. Squirt, squirt, squirt. If you haven't had an ice cold Squirt with a slice of pizza, you have not lived your life. Ice cold Squirt. And the worst part about that is they don't sell Squirt usually in like restaurants, so you have to go to the store to get it. Nobody else likes squirt. We are the sole squirt enjoyers of this of the universe. I am keeping squirt in business. Squirt. Yeah, it's like grapefruit flavored. It tastes a lot like Sprite. But I really like the Yoo-hoos. Ugh. Chocolate Yoo-hoos. I don't know if that's also an American thing, but it's like chocolate milk but like with crack in it. They put crack cocaine in it or something because it tastes way better than the chocolate milk you get at the store. I don't know what they do to Yoo-hoo, but they need to keep doing it. I also like, you know how some places like Del Taco, they don't work with like PepsiCo or whatever? So they have like off-brand Dr. Pepper, like what's it called? I think it starts with an R. Mr. Pibb, sorry. Mr. Pibb. Sometimes Mr. Pibb tastes better than Dr. Pepper. There's no milk in it? Wait, really? Then how do they... Is it what? Hold on. Yoo-hoo. Is it like chocolate water? Hi, Rain. Good morning, baby. How are you today? My princess. My queen. So, Yoo-hoo... I'm trying to figure out how they make it. It doesn't contain liquid milk. But how? It's not like they just put chocolate powder in water and they call it a day, right? Please tell me that isn't true. I'm trying to figure out their secrets. What is the secret behind Yoo-hoo? Maybe Rain, do you like Yoo-hoos? Apparently some people call Yoo-hoos Yahoos. What the fuck? It clearly says Yoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo. I have no clue how they make it. It's probably like radioactive, like... What if it's... Maybe they don't use it with... Maybe they don't make it with real milk, but maybe it's like the powdered milk kind of vibe. I don't know. I can't figure out how they make it. But I like... They sell it in carton form, but I'm telling you guys, when you get it in canned form, it's so much better. Do not get the carton, get the cans. Get the cans. Canned Yoo-hoo is the best. I love Yoo-hoos. Yeah, it's just so weird how America... We have like a million different flavors. And I feel like when you go to other countries, they don't have as many options. And a glass bottle from the 7-Eleven. I've never had it in a glass bottle. I'm gonna have to try it. Glassed Yoo-hoo. They also have strawberry flavor, which I've never tried. No, we don't. But I remember in America for a long time, they banned the Kinder eggs because our children here in America have such bad brain damage that when they see a toy that is obviously not edible inside of a chocolate egg, they're like, oh boy, I'm gonna put this whole thing in my mouth! And so those were banned here for a long time. Your ears hide remedy secrets. They do. If you pluck the flowers out of my ears, you will find the secrets hiding within. What is a Yoo-hoo? It's spelled Y-O-O-H-O-O. First of all, get it right. And second of all, a Yoo-hoo is the most delicious thing that has ever been brought and birthed onto the face of this planet. It is a chocolate beverage. Not chocolate milk, but a chocolate beverage. I don't know what they use in place of the milk, but it's like chocolate milk without the milk, but with crack. I get here, I'm already being called out. It's a Yoo-hoo. Would you like a Yoo-hoo? Because I have a Yoo-hoo for you. Yeah, it's like chocolate milk without the milk. I don't know how they make it. Isn't that how they call sex in Sims? I thought that was woohoo. Where they woohoo under the sheets. Isn't there mods in Sims where when they actually woohoo, they actually do have sex? Yeah, I totally want to witness my Sims have sex, of course. Woohoo with the yoo-hoo. Honestly, I feel like yoo-hoo is like an aphrodisiac. It gets the blood going. Gets the blood pumping. Maybe it's just my blood pressure rising, but still. I like yoo-hoos. I also like the high C. Orange high C, very good. I think they pulled that from McDonald's, and it made me sad because McDonald's high C is like crack cocaine. I mean, all McDonald's beverages are basically infused with some sort of drug, but especially the orange high C. It was so good. Oh no, I'm getting hungry. We can't keep talking about food. I'm big backed and I need my ugh. McDonald's fries. I learned recently the reason they taste so good is because they deep fry it in like beef fat or something. So it's not vegan. Don't lie to them. Because I know some vegans will go to fast food restaurants and they'll order a thing of fries because they'll be like, oh yeah, it's not an animal product, it's just potatoes. No, don't do it. Think about the dog dookie. Oh yeah. Our new dieting technique is dog dookie, by the way, for those of you who are just joining. Beef tallow. I don't know. Actually, let me look. McDonald's. Is it? Yeah, maybe they do use beef tallow. Oh yeah, it is beef tallow. Yeah. They initially used 93% beef fat tallow for their French fries in an effort to save money. Oh wait, okay, wait. Their frying oil is 93% beef fat and 7% canola oil. It is not nutritious. Oh my god. No wonder every time I have McDonald's French fries, I feel like I gain 10 pounds. They fry it in straight beef juice. Jack in the Box tacos are vegetarian. Oh wait, do you mean like the little mini ones? The little mini baby ones? Because I have a secret for you. You can buy those at the store. You can buy them at the store. I don't know. I like Jack in the Box. I don't know. Maybe it's because the first time I had it was after surgery. And to me, it tasted so bad. I could barely... It was like... I don't remember what it was. This is a long time ago. But they used to have like a garlic burger. And it didn't even taste like garlic. It tasted like ass. Blech. But for some reason, when I went back a year ago, it tasted really good. So I don't know. It's not really much worse than other oils. But everybody knows. Everybody knows. Some oils are worse than others. It reminds me of when I first learned how to cook. Okay, I say first learned, but I still don't know. When I first started cooking on my own, I tried deep frying French fries in olive oil, and I was so confused because there was a lot of smoke, and I was like, "This is so weird." They told me to deep fry it in oil. I'm using olive oil. Well, you can't deep fry in olive oil, children. The smoking point of it, nerd emoji, is low. I could have caused a house fire or something that day. Taco truck. Oh, dude. How come, like, food trucks often have better food than actual restaurants? Was it extra virgin? You bet your sweet bippy it was. It was extra virgin olive oil. You know, sometimes I still use it when I make quesadillas. Because, you know, sometimes I'm too lazy to put butter in the pan, so I grab the sprayable olive oil, and I spray it on the pan. And it's not good for you at all. And it's so funny because on the back of those bottles, they're like, this is 0 calories. You can't get fat from this. Actually, you can. It says 0 calories because of the way that they count serving sizes. Bozo! It's like when they say gum is 0 calories. No, it ain't! The way that they count serving sizes makes it... They can legally say it's 0 calories. Don't listen to their lies. But I don't count calories. Every time I count calories, like, I'm the kind of girl... Trust me, I've gone through phases like that. I think every girl has. where it's like you get a little pudge on your tummy and you're like, okay, it's time to start counting calories. And the longest I ever lasted counting calories, by the way, is probably 3 days. It's so mentally exhausting. It's so frustrating, and when you actively think about how much you're eating, it makes you feel like shit. And I'm sure for some girls that helps them get skinny, but it just made me fatter. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's so stressful to actively count them to the point where I just stop caring. And it's like, you don't have to count your calories, just eat. Like, how do I say this? You don't have to order a large combo from McDonald's, you know? Just eat until you feel satisfaction. But I will not lie, there have been lots of times where I eat so much that I nearly vomit. But I can't help it, especially during Thanksgiving, where they have like the buffet of foods and they put out a bunch of good shit. And at the end of the day, you basically gained an extra 20 pounds and you go to sleep and you have the best sleep of your life. And for a long time, I did not like sweet potato anything until I went to somebody else's Thanksgiving one year. And they made a sweet potato, I don't know what it's called, but it's like sweet potatoes and marshmallows. So good. I just think my family doesn't know how to utilize sweet potatoes to their true potential. Yeah, the sweet potato, marshmallow stuff, turkey, ham, stuffing, mashed potatoes, gravy. And you know, I don't even like green beans, but if you mix it in with like bacon, I will eat it. Same with asparagus. And corn casserole, and sometimes we get like scalloped potatoes where they're like really thinly cut potatoes, like potato chip thin, and you put cheese in it and it's so good. Beans. Wait, you guys get beans for your Thanksgiving? My family doesn't do beans on Thanksgiving. My dad is like a weird bean. Like he likes beans, but he is of the belief that beans do not go in chili, which I think is heresy. Because beans do go in chili. They do. It gives a texture. Oh, you don't do Thanksgiving? Oh, sorry. I forget that not everybody... American mindset. Not everybody is like us. Not everybody has Thanksgiving, let alone huge meals with their family. Sweet potatoes, marshmallow, maple syrup. That's good. My favorite is honey baked ham. And I hate pineapple, but if you decide to put pineapple on the ham, as long as you take the pineapple off the ham before you give it to me, I will eat it. Nobody's perfect. Some people are American. Me too. But I am perfect. Because I'm American. Americans are always right. American standards are always correct. I actually remembered I need to cook from all this food talk we'll be listening in the background. Based. As you should. As you should. Yeah, I'm getting hungry. I woke up this morning and usually I'll eat right before the stream just so I don't get hangry. Because I do get a little mean when I get hangry. But I wasn't hungry and I just had a Gatorade. But now I'm hungry because we're talking about beef tallow and shit. There goes your fast. Well, don't worry, don't worry. We have a way to fix... We have a way to suppress your appetite. We discussed it earlier. Think about a chihuahua taking a steaming hot dump. And imagine it too. You have to visualize it in your brain. Because you know how chihuahuas usually take dumps bigger than like an actual large dog? Did you lose your appetite? Good. Good. I'm just trying to help you guys. Listen, it's summertime. We're all trying to get our summer bodies. And I'm doing you guys a solid by talking about chihuahua shit. I also lost a bit of my soul. I'm sorry. Chihuahua shit is the easiest way for me to lose my appetite. Gotta think about Chihuahua Dookie. But I don't know. It's really hard for me to lose my appetite. Like, I'm the kind of person... I know some people lose their appetite over the thought of, like, vomit or shit or puking. I only lose my appetite from, like, mental... Like, my mental. So sometimes, like, I'll get, like, a plate of food and whatever, and I'll go to eat it. And as I'm eating, for some reason, I start feeling depressed and I lose my appetite. Do foxies eat dookie? I don't eat dookie. I eat berries. I eat berries. I mean, if you were starving, okay. Okay, so you know how corn, your stomach can't digest corn. And you know when you poop, the corn is in your dookie. And if you were hungry and you don't want to eat the poop, but there's corn in the dookie, you get where I'm going with this? You pick the corn, you recycle it, basically. Okay, you pick the corn out of the poopy, wash it, and then you eat it and shit it again. It's infinite, it's an infinite food glitch. Thank you all for listening. Some herbivores eat their poop for extra digestion. Oh, that's not me though, because that's nasty. Infinite corn egg. That's just so weird. Like, why does the stomach not digest corn? And it's even worse, like, I'm the kind of person where when I make popcorn, you know how you always have the few unpopped kernels at the bottom of the bag? I eat those. Those do not digest, by the way, if you're curious. And yes, it hurts. Yeah. But it's like the unpopped kernels, they have like all the salt and the butter on them, so like it just makes sense to eat them, you know? Yeah, thank you for validating me. It's like sometimes I'll eat pistachios, but sometimes I'd much rather just get a bag and just suck the salt off of the shells and throw them away. The salt, it gives me sustenance. Rain, don't act like you're above sucking the salt off of a nut. I'm the kind of person, I eat peanuts whole. I need this, the shell is the best part. I peel the skin off them with my teeth. Excuse me? Well, I learned that like you're not supposed to eat like pumpkin seeds. You're not supposed to, or is it sunflower seeds? You're not supposed to eat the shell, but I do it anyway because it's yummy. But sometimes I'll like grab a handful of sunflower seeds and I just shove them all in my mouth and I just sit there and suck on it. I sit there and suck all the salt off of the nuts and then I spit all of them out and I don't even swallow them. You're the one that sucks the salt off of nuts. I am. But at least I'm not one of those people who like gets chips and they suck the flavor off of the chip and they throw the chip away. That's so disgusting. Like people who give a blowjob to their Cheetos and they suck off the cheese and they throw the Cheeto, the naked Cheeto into the trash. That is evil. That is pure evil. People do that? Yes, it's so disgusting. I respect that she's no spitter, but I just said I spit out the seeds. I spit them out. Okay, well it depends, because if it's a peanut, then I'll eat the whole thing whole. It depends on my mood. It depends. Yeah, some people I see, they get like a bag of Cheetos or even like Fritos and they take the chip and they suck the juice off of the chip and they throw the chip away. Why? If you wanted just to eat a bag of flavor, then go get like a taco seasoning packet. Damn. Using, abusing, and throwing out a Cheeto. Yes, and those things are expensive nowadays. It's like $4 for a bag of them. In this economy, you're gonna suck off a Cheeto and throw it in the trash. No, ma'am. Do not suck off a Cheeto and throw it in the trash, please. It is. It is a crime. Also, I don't understand people who like, they order burgers and they get the burger with everything on it, and then when they get the burger, they like take apart the entire, they like dismantle the burger and take it apart and take everything off just to eat it plain. And I'm like, that's so wasteful. You're gonna order a burger with everything on it just for you to take all of it off. You can literally ask for them to make it plain, but no, you decide to make them waste all the lettuce, tomato, and onion because it's not like they're a big corporation, they can afford it anyway, but still, it's going in the trash can. Okay, but I'm not much better. Sometimes I'll do that at Chili's, where like it's like they fuck up burgers sometimes, you know? And like sometimes you'll be like, no pickles and no onion, and they still put pickles and onion on it. And I'm like, well, fuck you guys. Just give me the burger all the way and I will dismantle it myself. The fast food archaeologists, yeah. Nar. Also, like, okay, I do this and I'm not proud of it, but I can't help it. I get onion rings sometimes, right? And sometimes I just peel the onion out of the ring and I just eat the batter. No onion, just ring. Just ring. And then I have like a pile of like wet, sloppy onion rings on the pile of my plate, and I just throw them in the trash. I don't eat them. In the garbage they go. Because it's like, here's the thing. Yeah, the batter is always the best part. And I'm not an onion girl. Like, I like the essence of onion, but actually eating an onion is not... You monster. I am, I know. I know it's fucked up. But it's like, I like the essence. I don't like actually eating an onion. It's like, you know how onion powder gives the essence of onion without you actually eating the onion? Yeah. So maybe I just need batter that just has a bunch of onion powder in it. But I do like garlic though. I would eat, if you gave me a whole roasted garlic bulb, I would eat the whole thing. I'll put the onion on the burger to use it for flavor. Nyah. Diced onion is good though. Nyah. No. No, the only onion I will eat on my burger is the McDonald's dehydrated onions, because they're dehydrated and they're like half dead onions that like lose their flavor, but they're still crunchy, you know? Excuse me. That is my belief on onions. But how come they don't... If they put garlic on burgers, like, actually in it, you know, like, as a topping, that would go so hard. Because every time, you know, there's some places that are like, oh yeah, we make garlic burgers, but they just use garlic butter, and they don't actually put real garlic into it. That would be so delicious. If you get slivers of garlic in your burger, yum. Ugh. Why did I stay up so late? Last night I stayed up till I think maybe 3 or 4 in the morning. I don't remember. And I looked at my schedule and I saw I was streaming at 2 and I was like, So I didn't sleep very long. Well, I mean, okay, I slept, let's see. I slept 6 hours. That's like, it's like not good, but it's good enough. But I don't do well off of... Even 8 hours is not enough for me. Because if you let me, I would sleep 15 hours and I would not get out of bed. Yes! I'm eepy. You know, I didn't even brush my teeth before I came to stream today. I woke up and I had my Gatorade and I came down here like 3 minutes before I had to go live. So you can smell my deathly breathly. You haven't slept yet? Oh. Your brother has a newborn? Oh. I wish you good luck with the baby. Babies scare me, but hopefully you're more adept at handling babies than me. Cause it's so weird. I'm the kind of person, if you put a baby in my arms, I'm like, what the hell do you want me to do with it? Cause it's like, I'm scared I'm gonna drop it and kill it. It scares me. I know that babies aren't like made out of glass, but you love babies? Okay, that's good. As long as you like babies. Like, for me, it's complicated. But I appreciate people who love babies, you know? There's a lot of baby haters in this world. I'm one of them. But it's mainly because they scare me. Yeah, don't trust me with a baby. Like, I can handle, like, elementary, middle school age kids, but an actual baby who can't walk or talk or wipe its own ass is a bit hard for me to take care of. Children are my patience gets tested. We're opposites. Because, like, yeah, I feel like children, they piss me off. But I know the thing is, I have such an immature personality that I find it easy to stoop down to the level of a child. And so for me, like, they annoy me, but I can handle it. But with a baby, you can't be petty to a baby. They don't even know what being petty is. Because, you know, sometimes, you know, my job, you know, I deal with kids sometimes. And sometimes they say stuff that, like, they think the rest of the kids need to hear. And I will literally say, who cares? I would literally be like, did anybody ask you? And, you know, because they're kids, they don't think I'm being, you know, mean. They just laugh and they think it's funny. But babies, you can't be petty with them because they're too baby to know what's going on. But children, yeah. Yeah, it's always fun to, like, especially with kids, you know, because I watch so much TikTok, I'm really in touch with a lot of the things that they say. So I'll be like, you know, they always talk about the same thing. It's always skibbity toilet. A lot of kids nowadays are actually really into K-pop, which is like, when I was growing up, nobody knew what K-pop was. K-pop didn't become mainstream in the States until like late 2010s maybe. So that surprised me when I hear kids talk about K-pop. Also, a lot of them know about Sanrio. You know, like, yeah, we've all heard of Hello Kitty and stuff, but I never, like, kids know who Cinnamoroll is and, like, Kuromi, and I'm like, TikTok is a mass spreader of information. It's crazy. But back in my day, you know, it's crazy because back in my day, nobody knew what anime was. And being into anime was a very niche thing. Like, back in the 2000s, I remember growing up, nobody else knew what the hell anime was. And I was always the only one in my class who liked anime up until maybe... It became more mainstream when I hit high school, I would say. And I was the only one in my school who listened to Hatsune Miku. Nobody else knew who she was. It made me depressed. Oh god, it's cold. I gotta put my blankie. I've had this blanket for like, I want to say 12 years. It's a zebra blanket. And this blanket has been through hell and back. There's been vomit on it. Blood. Pee. Probably not poop. But definitely tears. I used to be one of the people who called it lame but secretly watched Naruto during class. Ooh. Yeah, I used to be like that too. You know, you just unlocked a memory for me. I thought I said I was the only one, but there actually was one kid I remember now. He was like the Naruto kid of the class where he would always, at recess, he would always Naruto run and we'd always make fun of him. Because when we'd play tag, he wholeheartedly believed that running with his arms behind him actually made him faster, but he always lost at tag. He would always get tagged. And it was really sad, actually. That kid had a really hard childhood. And we all bullied him for liking Naruto. I'm sorry if you're watching this. Your love for Naruto is unmatched. And yes, to this day he still likes Naruto. I have stalked his profile, his social media. He still likes Naruto at his fossil age. And I still remember when Naruto Shippuden came out. And they came out to the Americas. Back in my day, we just had Naruto. We didn't have no Shippuden. We didn't have Boruto. These kids these days are so lucky. I heard Boruto is ass, though. I never watched it. But how come, like, Naruto fans scare me? Like, if you say you like Sakura, they roast you. And if you say you like Hinata, they also roast you. I don't know if there's, like, a point they're getting at when they ask you Sakura versus Hinata. I guess it's because they're both, like, the major love interests or something. But I like Sakura because she's pink! Okay? Hinata's whatever, like, yeah, she's sexy and has large breasts, but Sakura, she's pink. Back in my day, I had to buy Shippuden volume so the anime was catching up. Kids these days don't know how hard it is. When your favorite anime goes into filler arc and you're starved for real content. Sakura throws hands. She does. I'll be honest and I say I don't know a lot about her, like, post Naruto. I'd never watched Shippuden. I only watched OG Naruto. Naruto. Cause, like, Naruto's like, he's like what? He's the embodiment of a fox spirit. So maybe I have more in common with him than I realize. He's like the nine-tailed fox spirit or something, right? And his whole name is also based off of, like, ramen. I think we have more in common than I realize because I love ramen. And I am a fox. I am a fox that likes ramen. Tayuya Hon. I don't know Naruto names. Hon. She's scary. She looks like a zombie. She is cute, though. The nine-tailed fox is a creature of chaos and destruction. Sounds like you. Thank you. Thank you. I aim to destruct and cause chaos. What was that one girl's name in Naruto? She was like one of the most over-sexualized characters in that series, and she had like buns on her head or something. What the hell was her name? Is it 1010? Yes, it's 1010. Dude, I saw so much hentai of her growing up. God. 1010, God, I don't know if it's... okay, listen. I grew up in the age of DeviantArt. And, you know, back in the day... You would just... Was I the only one who saw a lot of 1010 hentai? Back in the day... What? Back in the day on DeviantArt, you would just be scrolling and then boom, you'd see anime girl coochie. Maybe that's just a unique experience to me. She's the least sexualized? I must have been on the wrong side of the internet. Let's be real. DeviantArt is the wrong side of the internet. I still remember my first exposure to hentai. It actually was Sakura. It was Sakura. I don't remember the name of the website, but back in the day, they used to have websites like PhotoBucket where you could upload literally anything and share it with people. And this guy uploaded like straight hentai porn of Sakura. And I was like 8 years old, and I remember thinking, this makes me uncomfortable, but also I am curious. The brain rot at the young age. Yeah, I miss Photobucket too. It was really like convenient before Imgur was a thing, or before it was more normalized. Is Photobucket even still alive? Because Photobucket was the way to upload everything. Photobucket. Photobucket is still a thing, but they changed their website. Makes me sad when, like, iconic websites change their entire layout like that, and it looks so modern. Like, I don't care you're trying to keep up with the times. I used you in the 2000s. You have to look like you're still in the 2000s. My profile picture is an image from Photobucket back in the day, based Photobucket user. I love Photobucket. And you never know what you'd see there, you know? It's like back in the day, it was so easy to get, for people to send each other, like, screamers. Back in the day, nobody had the sense that they have nowadays to not click on random links. But back in the day, game was game. So if you found a screamer, like, I used to send the Jeff the Killer screamer to all my friends. And they would always click on it because they're stupid. And nobody knew about internet safety. And they kept falling for it because I figured out how to change the link to the screamer but still redirect it to the screamer. I was smart. Okay, I wasn't really smart. I put it into a bit link and it changed the link. Remember the Rickroll back when it was fresh? Yes, I do. Nobody was safe, and I'm kind of glad the meme is still a thing today. Rick Astley is kind of like an icon in my opinion. The Rickroll will always be timeless. Yes. Yeah. Rickrolling. Oh. Jeff the Killer jump scare. And the cool thing about that man, like, yeah, he leaned into the joke. That's pretty cool. But the thing is, his voice aged like a fine wine. So nowadays when he sings it, he sounds so sultry and sexy. And he just sounds so... He's just like a nice cheese, man. You put it in the back of the cellar and you let it age for 40 years. And it comes out 10 times more delicious. I really like him. He's a cool guy. His new song... let me look. What song? Let's see. How new are we talking? Because I think he released one a few years ago I listened to. Let's see. What's the most recent song he released? Is it the one called Are We There Yet? Oh, that's an album. That's an album. I've heard some of them. I haven't heard all of them, though. Yeah, I think I've heard a song or two from the album. I'm kind of glad he's still making music. I'm glad this man is still alive. The day that this man dies is the day internet culture dies. Imagine being so iconic that you're like one of the first major memes that still resonates with people, regardless of what generation they're in. That's so iconic. Wait, he's only 58? I thought he was in his 80s. Am I thinking of Chuck Norris? Wait, hold on. Wait, I thought he was like in his 80s. Wait, what the hell? What the fuck? I thought Rick Astley was like way older. He's 58. Oh, I feel a bit embarrassed. I thought... Okay, no, Chuck Norris is a really old guy. He's in his 80s. Chuck Norris is also an iconic guy and an iconic internet meme. Chuck Norris jokes are so 2004. Nah, he was super young when he first released the song. Wasn't he like 18 or 19? Oh, I gotta do math. Never Gonna Give You Up was released 1980 something. 1987. He was born in 1966. He must have been in his 20s. He was 21! 21? What's 9 plus 10? 21? Wow, he was a youngin'. We've known each other for so long. Chuck Norris jokes take me back to WoW Baron's chat. I never played WoW. But I want to play WoW because I play Final Fantasy XIV. And if we didn't have WoW, we would not have Final Fantasy XIV. Wow. Thank you, WoW, so we can play 14. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for your existence. I haven't been able to afford a Final Fantasy XIV sub in months, though. I'm a bit upset because Dawn Trail will be coming out. So I'm gonna have to try to avoid the spoilers like the plague. Guild Wars 2. I feel like I've heard of that, but I've never... Guild Wars 2. Oh, yeah, I've heard of this. Yeah. I've never played it, though. But if it's free, then maybe I should. Remedy Gals 14 collab. Yes, please. Yes, please. I think I'm the only one in Remedy who mains a tank, by the way. Even though, okay, I'm a dual tank healer main, but nobody else in Remedy wants to tank, so I am the tank. So yeah, my tank of choice is Dark Knight always. But if I can't choose Dark Knight, I'll probably go for Gunbreaker. Cause like Warrior is fun, but Warrior is like they get out of jail free card, and it's just like a little boring for me because you can self heal so much. I like Gunbreaker. Gunbreaker's fun. Cause you can still heal yourself, but it doesn't feel like you still have to rely on your healers, you know? But warriors can basically jack themselves off and stay alive, and I hate it. I hate it, I hate it. OP! And it makes me so mad when I get in a raid. And because I main Dark Knight, they don't want me to be the main tank where there's a warrior. And so I'm like, fuck you, bitch! You're just... I know I can't self-heal, but I'm the superior tank! I tank in every game where tanking is a thing, and even when I force it in some where it isn't, that's based. Tanking is a lifestyle. Tanking is a way of living. It's not something you just do in one game. You encompass it in your entire life. It encompasses your entire existence, yes. Yeah. But the reason I got into tanking is because I didn't know when you make your character in Final Fantasy XIV, you have to choose a class. So I chose Gladiator because I thought that was a DPS, you know? Turns out it's a tank. I figured that out the hard way when I went to my... I still remember one of my first dungeons. I had no clue what I was doing. And I remember somebody had to tell me, hi, you know that you're the tank and you do the leading, right? And I'm like, what? I thought I was a DPS. I thought I was a DPS. But no, it is a tank. Ugh. And it's just so weird because, yeah, I hate tanking in Overwatch. It frustrates me. Because I feel like Final Fantasy XIV doesn't take as much skill as Overwatch does. Because all you do, let's be real, all you do in Final Fantasy XIV is press a button. You don't have to worry about positioning because they still hit you all the same. Well, no, that's a lie. Actually, you do have to worry about positioning. But positioning in raids is usually follows a pattern. So, it's usually not random. I miss it. I miss it. I had a dream about it last night. I had a dream I was playing Titania last night. And Titania is one of my favorite bosses. One of my favorite raids to play. She's a sexy... For those of you who don't know, Titania is a sexy butterfly lady. She's very scary. She's my butterfly wife. I love her. And her BGM for the fight is really nice. Yeah, it's a very cool fight. I feel like Shadowbringer's raids as a whole is probably my favorite in the entire game, but especially Titania in particular is... Dude, I'm so tired of the Roadhog hook. I heard that they... You know, even though they reworked the guy, his hook is still annoying. And yeah, he really needed that rework because he could just jack himself off and stay self-sustainable the entire game. So I'm kind of glad they nerfed, you know, his self-healing, and now he has a pig pen, but still, it's like, it just encourages people to use the hook more. And as a mercy, when I see that on the other team they have a Roadhog, I try my best to stay in the sky the whole time. I try very hard, because they can't, my belief is they can't hook me in the sky, even though they can. It's like, I'm coping. It's copium. It pisses me off so much when they grab me when I'm just, like, especially when it's halfway across the map and I'm minding my own business. That makes me so angry. It's not funny when you're the one getting yoinked. But it is funny when both teams have Roadhogs on Ilios. And they're both yoinking each other into the hole, and it's just a war between the two of them. I mained Ana because of some annoying Roadhogs back when. Good times. People still think that Ana and Roadhog is just it's the meta. Which, I mean it is, but the meta never dies. Ana, Hog, meta. You know, I could ship it, honestly. I know that a lot of people ship her and Reinhardt, but... There's a good ship between those two waiting. A big fat guy and a small grandma. That's like the categories on Pornhub in a nutshell. Mm-hmm. My mouth is dry. Fat bastard, yeah. He is really, you know, it's just weird because, you know, they always ship the fat bastard with Junkrat. But there's so many better options to ship him with, like the hamster. Just wanted to say hi, hello. Thank you for saying hello. Do you ship hamster and hog? Because I feel like there's love waiting to brew between the two of them. It just makes me laugh because people get really mad over Ramatra and Diva being shipped together, but I have literally seen hog and hamster hentai. The hog, but I have so many questions because who sits there and is like, oh yeah, I want to think about a fat bastard having sex with a hamster. It's weird. And there are some combinations that to me that do not make sense. Like Kiriko and Genji is just like, I understand it has the incest vibe to it. I get it, but that does not mean it's incest, okay? I feel like if you want incest, then you're just gonna have to ship Genji and Hanzo together. Don't be a coward about it. Because people are like, oh yeah, Kiriko was raised with Genji and Hanzo, so they're like siblings, but not. Coward! Coward! Just like you put Hanzo and Genji together, you put Ana and Farah together. Cowards. Yeah, I always, you know, people always ship Farah and Mercy, which is, it's cute. But there's so much more potential. Hamster x Kiriko's fox. Oh, that's sweet. That's kind of cute. Even if it's sex, because at least the way I see it is at least it's not Roadhog and hamster sex is the way I see it. Is it weird? Yes. What, do I want to bleach my eyes out? Yes. But hamsters and foxes were made for each other. Prey X Predator. It's like perfect. It's love. It's true love. Now, are monkeys considered... I'm sorry, gorillas. Are gorillas considered to be predators? Because they're so big, I feel like they could just stomp anything. Even though a fox is a predator, you know, I feel like a gorilla is a higher predator than a fox. Because let's be real. If I walked up to a gorilla, it would just gorilla grip me and yeet me into space. If it didn't just sit on me. And those things scare me because people are always like, oh yeah, gorillas are cute and they're really docile. Bro, what kind of gorillas have you been looking at? The gorillas at the zoo? Where they don't have a choice but to sit there and rot until they die in a zoo? Have you seen gorilla? Dude, they scare me. They are not docile and sweet. Didn't we have something like this happen? That's like the whole situation with Harambe, right? Oh, I gotta look up Harambe. That's so old. Harambe was a western lowland gorilla. On May 28th, 2016, a 3-year-old boy visiting the zoo climbed under a fence into an outdoor gorilla enclosure where he was violently grabbed and dragged by Harambe. Fearing for the boy's life, a zoo worker shot and killed Harambe. The incident was recorded on video and received broad international coverage and commentary, including controversy over the choice to use lethal force. A number of primatologists and conservationists wrote later that the zoo had no other choice under the circumstances and that it highlighted the danger of zoo animals near humans. See, they're not cute and docile, they're scary! They're scary! Okay, and you know what? I'm not trying to stir up almost decade-old drama. Okay, this isn't drama, but decade-old stuff. If you saw your son was about to get grabbed by Harambe, wouldn't you shoot it too? No, I know Harambe. I just couldn't remember the story. I just know that he got shot and killed and he touched a little boy, but I didn't remember anything other than that. I still remember when Vine was still a thing. People are like, dicks out for Harambe. Dicks out for Harambe. And he was a 440-pound gorilla, by the way. He weighs as much as some of you guys. At that point, I'd just leave it up to natural selection. Ooh, based. We love people who just leave it up to to Mother Nature. You know, honestly, I think if I weren't... Let's be real. If none of us were in houses, we'd all be dead. That's that little boy's fault for leaving the house. Do not leave the house! Nah, but seriously, that's really fucked up. He was born May 27th, 1999. Okay, by a raise of hands, how many of you are younger than Harambe? How many of you are younger than Harambe? He was born May 27th, 1999. So Harambe would be 24? 24? No, 25. Don't tell Rhea I'm here. I have you both on as I sip tea. Okay, I won't tell her. Even though I'm sure you're probably saying the same thing in her chat, but I won't say anything. Imagine being younger than Harambe. I am older than Harambe. That's good. I too am older than Harambe, to nobody's surprise. Harambe was Gen Z! So he's a Zoomer. I'm younger, but at least I'm alive. Ooh, dun 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 dun! I remember... Do you guys remember... like... when somebody wrote down Harambe's name on the election paper? Why would you do that? I was born in 96 on the border of millennial. Listen, I'm of the belief that if you're born in the 90s, you may as well be a millennial, even if you're, like, not one. Because I don't want to be lumped in with 2000s babies, but at the same time, I don't want to be a millennial. There's got to be like some middle ground we can come to. A Zoom millennial. A Zoom millennial. That's what I am. I'm a Zoom millennial. That's crazy. I can't, like, sometimes I look back on some of the stuff that's happened in the last decade, and I can't believe Harambe, the incident of Harambe the gorilla, was almost a decade ago. I'm trying to think of, like, other recent events that have happened in the last 10 years that I can talk about on stream without getting canceled. Yeah, there's Harambe. The pandemic. It was a farce. It was a farce. It's just so weird to me that people still think to this day that the pandemic was just like a government ploy. Bro, I literally had COVID like a week. No, not okay. That's dramatic. Like a month before I debuted. What do you mean it's not real? I nearly died. Everything took a turn for the worse after he died. It's like the Avatar. Every time the Avatar dies, the world dies. The world goes into chaos. World Gorilla Day is September 24th. That should be Rhea's birthday because she has a crazy gorilla grip. I don't remember her birthday though. When is her birthday? I have to go stalk her. Stalk her debut and see when she said her birthday is. Mine is June 14th. So in a month, my birthday will be here. So wish me a happy birthday in a month, okay? I am Gemini trash. Gemini scum. But when the world needed him most, he vanished. Harambe's death created a dark branch of the multiversal timeline. It did. I personally feel like that was the start of Armageddon. Do you guys remember? Okay, here's another thing that happened. Do you guys remember Harold Camping? He was one of the guys in like 2011 or 2012 or 2013 who tried to convince that he knew when the world was going to end based off of calculations or whatever he made with the Bible. And I remember where I was when that happened. I had just gotten out of school for the summer and we went on a trip. And I remember the day before he said the world was going to end, I remember crying in the hotel room, shivering, crying, sobbing in my bed because I thought, oh my God, rapture is happening. Rapture's happening and I've been such a bad person. I'm not going to heaven. And I woke up the next day and yeah, well, needless to say, rapture did not happen that day. Yeah, he was this guy who he used to make like predictions or whatever about the Bible. Yeah, it's like, it's very delulu when people do that. It's just so delulu. People who like do fear mongering like that, your days are numbered. Even though this guy is alright, he died like, oh, he died like 2 years after he made that prediction. Oh. He was known for Christian broadcasting and false end times predictions. It actually happened and you're experiencing pre-death hallucinations, dude. Honestly, some days it does feel like that. This world is so dark and evil. I believe we are in purgatory. This world, this earth is purgatory. Yes. Yeah, I used to fall for a lot of those like religious fear-mongering stuff when I was a kid. Religious trauma is no joke, by the way. I had really bad religious trauma for a long time. And the easiest way to get over religious trauma is to not care. So that's my advice for all of you today. Don't seek therapy. Don't seek medication. Just become increasingly apathetic until you do not care anymore. That's how I got over it. Listen to Anime Girls and you'll be led to salvation. Like the guy who married Miku. Why can't that be me? And everyone thought the world would end in 2012. That would have been nice. That would have been nice because let's be real. If the world ended in 2012, I wouldn't be in crippling debt now, would I? Drugs help. Don't do drugs. No. Nar. Yeah, Miku's married. There's this guy in Japan who I think he's legally married to Miku. Or something. Hold on, let me look it up. Guy marries Miku. Akihiko Kondo took his love for a fictional character one step further by holding a getting married ceremony. Okay, I don't know if it's actually married, like legally, or if it's just like he did the ceremony. Fictosexuality is a term used to describe those people who are sexually attracted to fictional characters. Ooh, that's me for real, for real. Guys, I want to come out to you all. I am fictosexual. Anime girls or sex. Is all the hentai retroactively NTR? Yes. It has to be, because this guy married her. My name is Akihiko Kondo. My job is a civil servant. I married Hatsune Miku, who lives in my house. About 15 years ago, I was bullied at work and took a leave of absence, but thanks to her, I was able to return to work. She saved me. I love Hatsune Miku. I am very happy. You know, I have a take about this that's like actually kind of wholesome. I think when you're at your wit's end and you have nothing else to live for, sometimes the only thing you have to live for is your waifu. So I kind of feel this guy. Like, I can't kill myself because then Ranka Lee will miss me and she's my waifu. She's holding me together. And, you know, honestly, like, if it makes you happy, then you gotta do what makes you happy. If you want to marry Hatsune Miku, I will be your what's the guy at the officiator who like is the one at marriages and tells you to kiss? I will be that guy. Which, by the way, I'm pretty sure you need a license for that, but I'm not licensed, but I can still do it. I'm chill. I'm just chill like that. I'm cool. You could get licensed online in 15 minutes. Oh, really? So what do you have to learn? How to become wedding officiant. Oh, it's called an officiant, I think. Not an officiator, officiant. Oh, I think they're called ministers. Okay. So how do you, like, do you get paid to be an officiator? I don't think I understand how this works. I don't know, maybe I should get my my license live on stream. So, like, I thought, okay, am I stupid? Because I thought the officiant was just the guy who, like, reads out of the Bible and tells you to kiss. But they actually do the paperwork for it. I thought it was just like the pastor. I've been to one too many religious weddings, guys. I'm sorry. I have religious brain rot. It is the downside of being raised by a religious Southern family. Well, I will get my license in the state of California, and you guys can come, and I will officiate your wedding. I will sign the papers. Yeah. I'm hungry, but I gotta think about Chihuahua shit. I really want Five Guys. I'm not gonna lie. The Cajun fries just make me nut. Sorry, 1 second. I'm using my phone. Okay. Have to sign a prenup first to protect my game collection. What is a prenup? I want a religious wedding to be married under Our Lady of Tax Evasion. Instead of 5 guys, think about 5 guys doo-doos. That is disgusting. Because to me, there's nothing more disgusting than human shit. There's nothing, because it's like one thing if it's dog shit, but human shit is just a whole different. No, ma'am. Okay, sorry. I had to text. They got doo-doo fries instead of the Cajun fries. Yeah, instead of the Cajun seasoning, it's just doo-doo flakes, I guess. It's poopy flakes. Ugh. Gross. Yeah, I had such a bad stomach ache like the last, like, it was like for a day straight. 24 hours non-stop. I had really bad tummy ache. And no, I don't know what caused it. Because I feel like I feel like when you get the stomach flu, it's usually violent and it lasts for a few days and not just a singular day. But it was painful. My tummy hurt, and for a minute I was like, maybe I have appendicitis and maybe I'm dying. That's like my biggest fear. I'm so scared. Like, I know appendicitis can be lethal, but most people don't die from it. But I don't want appendicitis. Same with gallbladder. What's it called? Gallstones? Yeah. My mom had really bad gallstones when I was a kid, and I remember the screams. They haunt me in my sleep. I remember when she came home from the hospital, she was projectile vomiting in one of those, like the hospital vomit bins they give you. Kidney stones. Ugh. I do not want... Okay, kidney stones scare me. It's like a rock going through a tiny hole. No, thank you. I've had a kidney infection. That was bad. Kidney infections are very painful, by the way. Do not recommend. Do not wipe from your booty hole to your coochie. Wipe from your coochie to your booty hole. That's how I had to learn that lesson. Horrible, horrible, horrible. I was pissing blood. The tricky part is the symptoms leading up to appendicitis are vague and difficult to diagnose. Yeah. I've heard some stories of like some people like have such bad appendicitis symptoms that the doctors just remove it out of like safety, and it ends up that they actually didn't have appendicitis, but they ended up removing it anyway. You know, you know how they used to do tonsillectomies as a preventative procedure back in the day? They should do that for appendicitis. And I know that's like sort of counterintuitive, because I read online that the likelihood of people, like most people actually do not have, most people do not get appendicitis. It's actually pretty uncommon, but it's the most common thing like you see in an emergency room. But like, we could save so many people the hassle if we just remove their appendix at birth. Same with tonsils, because like when I remember most of us, except for me, because I don't know why God hates me, a lot of the kids around me growing up would have their tonsils removed just as a preventative measure. Like if you got, I remember back in the day, if you got strep throat once, then that was it. You'd get your tonsils removed. That should be like that for appendicitis. Get rid of that hoe. It's basically useless. I mean, I heard like there's a theory that apparently you can store nutrients in the little pouch that is the appendix, but You don't have proof for that. Just just cut it out. Just kill it. Kill it with fire. Kill it. And I would say the same about gallstones, but I heard living without your gallbladder is actually very miserable. Because, okay, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember exactly what the gallbladder does, but I think it's like the bile has to do with cholesterol and fat or whatever, so I think it helps you when you eat greasy food or whatever. So if you try to eat greasy food without a gallbladder, then you get the squirts or something, and it's like really painful. But my mom would get, like, even years after she had her gallbladder removed, she would get phantom gallbladder attacks. It's very scary to witness. Produces bile. I can store nutrients in my pocket. Me too. Yeah, you have to go on a special diet. Yeah, my mom's skinny and swole. She is no, not appendixless. She actually does have her appendix. Both of my parents have their appendixes still. But my mom is gallbladderless. I still have most of mine. I still have my gallbladder. I still have my appendix. I have both kidneys. I just don't have tonsils. Or wisdom teeth. Those are the two things I've had surgically removed. And in my opinion, it's totally worth it. I mean, I think wisdom teeth is a medical necessity to have removed in a lot of people, but nowadays I think tonsillectomies are usually elective, but I got lucky because my insurance is like, yeah, this is a necessity. You gotta have them cut out. And then I got them snipped out. Actually, they don't snip them out, they burn them out. They burn them! And yes, it hurts really bad. Very painful procedure. But I'm very glad I haven't had my gallbladder removed. I feel like someday I probably will have that happen. Because I feel like that's such a common surgery that I'll probably end up having something like that, but I don't know. They like it's called cauterization when they take out your tonsils. I don't know exactly how it works, but it's like it's this little tool that I think it can both burn and cut. So by burning, they basically close off the blood vessels, so and it like prevents like bleeding or something. I don't know. It's weird. Because I'm sure back in the day, they probably didn't have cauterization tools. They probably just snipped that shit out. But it hurts. It's very painful. And it's like, I read online, the reason why it's so painful is because the tissue in your mouth is different than the tissue in the rest of your body. And it actually takes a lot slower to heal because, I guess because it's in a wet environment. I don't know, I'm not a doctor. But it's nasty. And it's painful. And they don't give you stitches when you get your tonsils out, by the way. It's just like burnt flesh hanging on the back of your throat. And yeah, it develops into scabs too. When they burn off your tonsils, it leaves scabs. And I was fortunate where I never like coughed up my scabs, but I've heard stories of people who cough up their tonsillectomy scabs. Ugh! That's enough to make me lose my appetite. Snack for later. I guess so. But the kind of people who peel their scabs off, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Dude, that makes you dude, the thought of that's like one of my biggest icks. People who eat their own boogers and people who pick their own scabs. Especially if it's a big scab. Cuz the big ones, like, it's there for a reason. Stop taking it. Okay, I'm a nail biter, but come on. Okay, at least I don't eat my nails. I put them on my desk and I leave them there, and then I gather them into a pile and I vacuum them. I'm different! Don't lump me in with the rest of them fools. No. What are you gonna do, waste food? Hell yeah, I am. That's what I love to do. I love being wasteful. Is that what you want me to say? Yeah, dude, those families who are like, you have to eat everything on your plate even if you don't like it, those families scare me. I used to have a church family friend who... all of her kids were the same age as me. But I remember one night I did a sleepover with them and they made us dinner. And she was yelling at her kids to finish their entire plate. And I couldn't finish my plate because I was a picky eater. And the kids are like, but mom, you're not making Mimosa finish her food. And the mom said, well, I'm not her mom, so I can't tell her to finish her food. In this economy, hell yeah. Yes, in this economy, yes. Abso-freaking-lutely. Nasty. Yeah, I'm very fortunate I wasn't raised in a family like that. Because I feel like when you force a kid to eat when they don't like what's on their plate, it's gonna give them food trauma. I have food trauma, that's why I eat like I'm a 3-year-old. Food trauma is real and it's scary and it makes you eat. Like there's this guy I saw on YouTube who has, I think it's called ARFID or something. I don't know the medical implications of it, but this guy would eat exclusively mac and cheese, nothing else, and it had to be a specific brand. Every single day, mac and cheese, boxed mac and cheese. It might have been Velveeta. I'd probably eat Velveeta every day too. But he ate mac and cheese every single day. And he was having some like health problems, obviously, because imagine the amount of salt that you eat every single day for mac and cheese. And so he had to start working out. So he was just kind of like, I don't think he was buff, but from what I remember, he was like a relatively fit guy who just ate mac and cheese all the time. Well, I'm gonna look it up. Guy who eats only mac and cheese. Yeah, like he eats only mac and cheese, and when you look at pictures of him, he's not a fat guy at all. Like he's not a big dude. If anything, you can see the muscles on that guy's arms. He looks like he's a guy that works out pretty regularly. I had neighbors that ate whatever they wanted as kids. One of them was diabetic by 20. Oh, don't scare me like that. Because I was also allowed to eat whatever I wanted as a kid due to my pickiness. But thankfully, I am not diabetic. Yet. Hopefully never. Because that scares me. It gives me the spooks. The spoopies. Yeah, this guy is only... It was a video made by Vice, and it's called I've eaten only mac and cheese for the past 17 years. Here's why. Based clickbait. Guys, I'm hungry. I might get something to eat. I know we just talk about being diabetic, but I don't care. I'm not diabetic, you're diabetic. But also, I feel like nowadays it's a little bit easier to be diabetic. Not in the financial sense, but nowadays they have these things where I think it's called a Dexcom, and you put it in your arm. And then it basically delivers insulin when you need it. Remember your training. Do not forget the Chihuahua shit. And also, I was provided with a new coping mechanism. Instead of 5 guys, imagine 5 guys dookies. We must starve, brothers. Have a nice meal. Don't encourage me. You're supposed to be like, think about the Chihuahua shit. We have diabetic RPG stats. We really do. I feel like if I don't shape up in the next 10 years, I will probably be a diabetic. But that's okay. But like, I won't be, because my dad... Okay, my dad... I have a story about my dad. My dad is a man, okay? And when I was a kid, my father used to drink half a pack of Coke a day. So he would have like 5 to 6 Cokes a day when I was a kid. And when I was a kid, my dad was a big guy. Like, he was pretty chunky. I think his heaviest weight was 280. And my father now weighs 170. He lost 100 pounds. But the reason he was so chunky is because he was drinking all those empty calories and Coke. And I think a singular can of Coke is like 100 calories, 150 calories maybe. So what's 150 times 6? 6 cans a day, 900 calories. That's basically a whole meal that he had just from drinking Coke. So my dad had a drinking problem, but not the alcoholic kind, just the Coke kind. And then eventually the doctor told him he had to stop drinking all the Coke. So for a while my dad went on a Coke Zero kick, and that lasted like a week at best. And then he threw out all the Coke Zero and he went back to regular Coke. And then the doctors kept telling him, like, you gotta stop drinking this shit, man. It's not good for you. So for a while, my dad actually gave up on Coke. He stopped drinking Coca-Cola for maybe like a year. Not completely. Like if he went out to eat, then he'd have like, he'd get a cup of it. But for the most part, I didn't see my father drink Coca-Cola for like a year straight. And then recently, as of like this year, he started picking up drinking Coca-Cola again. And now he's back to drinking like 3 to 4 cans a day. My dad has a Coke problem, but at least it's just the Coca-Cola kind and not the actual cocaine. Cocaina. Boo-boo, poo-poo, dookie, pee-pee, doo-doo, feces, funky, gravy shit. Ooh, that's a fire rap. Not the Coke addiction people usually struggle with, true. In a lot of ways, I'm grateful. Like, he has an addiction, but at least it's to Coca-Cola. But I also heard of, like, maybe it wasn't a My Strange addiction, but there was this girl I found on YouTube many years ago who would drink, like, a bunch of liters, like, several liters of Coke in a day. And she was a skinny girl, too. She was tiny. And I'm like, damn. Why can't I be skinny and have, like, a bunch of, like... I want 5 liters of Dr. Pepper a day and still be skinny. Imagine the gas. The stench. I bet her pee smelled like pure sugar. And I bet it tasted like syrup, too. If her pee was not brown like Coke syrup, then a medical anomaly, for sure. But it's so weird because sometimes if I think the most Dr. Pepper I've ever drank in a day was probably 4 cans. Because once I reach the 5 can territory, it's like, I don't know, I feel like garbage. But there were some times where I would drink so much Dr. Pepper that my pee, I don't know how to explain this. My pee would smell sweet. Like, I don't know how to explain how something smells sweet. It just smelled like candy. And so for a while, I was concerned that I was a diabetic because online it said, if your pee smells sweet, then you could be diabetic. So I went to the doctor and they did a blood draw to see, like, they have this test where they can check your blood sugar from, like, the last, like, 3 months or something. Well, it turns out I wasn't diabetic. I just had to stop drinking so much Dr. Pepper. Rev up those kidney stones. Is that how you get kidney stones, from soda? Wait, really? Does soda cause no way. Wait, soda makes you, like, not predisposed, but it increases your risk. Oh my god, you're right. I thought that was just, like, a thing that people said. Oh my god. No taste test, not true. Give us a tea. Okay, the next time I pee, I will bring you a cup. Phosphoric acid causes kidney stones. Oh, so it's like the acid in soda is what gives you kidney stones. Ooh, okay, maybe I should stop drinking soda because kidney stones, I know how painful those can be. For free. Mm-hmm. I'm changing the topic because I can. But I wanted to play Toontown next week. Like, Toontown Rewritten, because Toontown Online has been dead for a decade now. And it's so funny, every time I bring up Toontown and playing it, there's always that one guy who says, oh, I thought that game died. Well, you know what? It fucking did. It did die. But there was some kid who codes who brought the game back to life. His name's Joey. He's probably not a kid anymore, but back in the day, he was a fucking kid. And so him and his little team of Toons basically rebuilt Toontown, and they've added a lot of stuff to kind of flesh out the game. In the places that Disney never would. Fuck you, Disney, by the way. So yeah, I want to play that next week, but what a lot of people don't know is the guy who composed the music for Toontown also composed the music for Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. It just makes me laugh because you listen to the Toontown music and it's so damn goofy that, like, when you compare it to the Metal Gear Rising music, it's like there's no way the same guy wrote this, but he did, and I'm gonna risk the copyright strike and I'm gonna show you. I will show you. Screw the copyright. Okay. I'll just play a random song. Okay, computer, please. So you mean to tell me the guy who wrote this song like, this is amazing. The guy who wrote this also wrote this. Sorry, my internet's really slow right now. Why? How? This guy is so talented. What the fuck? How do you write such an amazing song for such an iconic game? And it sounds so epic, and it's like it tells a story just to the song, and then you listen to this. It's like, I can't believe it's the same person. I just can't believe it. Also, this is my new soundtrack, guys. I hope you don't mind. What up, young people? Don't worry, we're just listening to Toontown original soundtrack. I hope these aren't... I don't know if these are copyrighted, but whatever. It's mine now. I have the whole playlist of it. You guys like Toontown music? Don't worry. Sorry, my browser is lagging really bad right now. Tone of the music does not represent the required skill. It's just like... It's just so hard for me to remember that, because you listen to Toontown music and it's clear that they made this like with like a meaty... Like not a great software. Like, I know it's meant to sound like this because it's a kid's game. And it also gives to the toony effect by having this sort of like meaty sound to it. But it's just crazy to me. I love this guy. Pure talent right here, bruh. And this guy wrote like over 70 songs for this game, by the way, I think. But my favorite... Okay, I'll show you my favorite if I can find it. My favorite soundtrack is the Berg. The playground of the Berg. Come on, play it. Come on. Sorry, my Chrome is so laggy today. Play it. This goes so hard. Dude, when I was 9 years old, I would just be sitting at my PC and I'd be singing along with the melody. Thank you. It goes so hard. So yeah, I want to play Toontown. I will be playing a dead game because I can do what the fuck I want. And they also have some like really fire, like they used to have, a Toontown Online used to have parties, right? And they used to have party music. And the parties, it'd be like you could set up a party for like a certain amount of jelly beans, which was the currency in the game. And a lot of parties would be super expensive to set up. But it always had bopping music. Yeah. I can't let the gang know I fuck with this. It's like I could twerk to this. Thank you to the guy who I need to find his name. I forgot his name. Jamie? I think his name is Jamie. Jamie, if you listen, man. Your work in Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, solid, epic. But your work in Toontown, I need you to know, it has touched me and many other people's lives. When I go to... Dude, when I used to go to sleep after playing Toontown, I would still hear the elevator music going to sleep. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-bam. So thank you for being such an iconic composer. Yeah, I want to get people back into Toontown. Even though Disney will never bring like it back officially, it's just nice to know that the community is so tight-knit and there's so beloved of a game that people keep it alive. I love people who... It's like the TF2 community, you know? Even though TF2 is basically dead and we don't get any major updates anymore. We don't... Valve hates us, but we have each other. We gotta count on each other during these hard times. Yeah, Valve, fuck you. It's my dying statement before I get lunch today. Fuck you. TF2, I feel like still has so much potential left in it, but Valve is too busy stroking their cocks to the Steam Deck and the what else? The Valve Index and whatever shit they work on nowadays. Because I heard now they only have like a handful of people left working on TF2, which is really sad to me. It makes me sad. I don't care about your Half-Life. I care about my Team Fortress 2. I am genuinely scared that like one of these days they will shut down not only the Team Fortress 2 servers but the Left 4 Dead servers as well. I don't really know how servers work, but it scares me that one day I'll wake up and I'll finally see that message on like Twitter or Steam that, hey guys, we're shutting down Team Fortress 2. We're closing down all the servers in late 2024. I don't know what I'd do. Because I put so many hours into that game as a kid. Just letting go of something like that impacted my childhood the way it did makes me want to cry. Is there anything in particular that you want them to change about TF2? You know, honestly, I'm one of the players, like, I know a lot of the players like to argue about crits and, like, balance and stuff. And there's also a lot of people who want... you know, like a new merc or whatever, like a new character. I don't want them to change anything. I just want them to go back to releasing regular updates and giving us more than a crumb every once in a while. Like back in the day when they used to release, you know, Meet the XYZ, and I remember how hype that was when they finally dropped, you know, Meet the Medic and Meet the Pyro. Because back in the community back in that day, everybody pretty much lost faith in Valve because Valve has a history of not completing things, and especially counting to 3. But the only thing I want them to change is to just I want them to breathe more life into it. And I understand you know, Team Fortress 2 is based on like a system that probably doesn't make them much money anymore, because let's be real, I don't buy stuff off of the TF2 shop anymore, even though I know the money goes directly to support the TF2 team. I choose to go on the marketplace. And I think that could also be another problem of why they're financially not doing too well, because the way that they set up their game is like, yeah, people are still into loot boxes and stuff, you know, but like, I don't know. I think we're in a day and age where battle passes are proving to be more, providing more stability for a company, because they get people to drop a bunch of money on them all at once. But TF2 doesn't have the means to even provide a battle pass. They don't have the means to create new stuff that regularly. And I mean, honestly, I could cry about it, because it really does make me sad. But please, if the TF team, if you are listening to me, I love you, and I'm so grateful for all the things you've done for us and keeping the game alive. But I wish the game was in a better state. But thank you for all that you have done. I'm not crying. It just makes me sad. Yeah, and it's, yeah, like back in the day, it was probably easier to capitalize off of games when you had a subscription-based service. But that's kind of proving to be a bit redundant nowadays. That's why a lot of games are cutting the subscription. Like TF2 cut the subscription, which is probably how they lost a bunch of money. But, you know, they had cosmetics to fall back onto and make money off of, but I don't know. I don't think they're doing well. I think Valve is just, like, giving them the bare minimum to, like, keep the lights on in the TF team studio, and that's probably about it. Yeah, I mean, they make more money off of the Steam deck and the Valve index, but, like, damn. A bunch of players have argued about Sniper being OP or not. I mean, like, yeah, but to me, I'm at a point where I don't really. It's frustrating when you go against when you go against a sniper. It's equivalent of going against a Widowmaker. It's fucking frustrating, and I don't like fighting against snipers. But I don't think he's OP. I mean, his job is to shoot you in the skull. But I mean, like sniper, like when you fully charge your gun and you can kill somebody with a singular body shot, that is ridiculous. You should be punished for body shots, in my opinion. But, you know, then again, the game is very memey. So I feel like there's no point in, at least to me personally, there's no point in assigning like a deeper logic to it. Because let's be real, in what other FPS is there like critical random crits, you know? Like, yeah, if you shoot somebody in the skull, then that's a critical. But like, just randomly shooting your gun and then pew, you get a random crit. I don't think that's a thing in other FPS. It's not a thing in Overwatch. It's not a thing in Valorant. It's not a thing in what other? Counter-Strike. So it's very TF2, and I know a lot of people would remove the crit system, but I think it's so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny, especially when you get random critted by a medic with his Blutsauger. It's just funny, and yeah, it's not funny when it happens to you, unless you're a good sport. I'm usually a good sport about those sort of things. I usually don't get mad over random crits, but yeah, I see why it pisses people off. But you just gotta laugh. It's funny. Don't have a stick up your booty hole. Yeah, I'm sure there's probably some other game who has a similar function to TF2. I know that, like, back in the day, you know how there's always that one Chinese company that, like, makes a knockoff of every popular game? For example, the Tower, what was it called? There was that Tower game that came out that was basically a carbon copy of Genshin, and everybody liked it, and I haven't seen any posts about it since. It's like the Tower of something. Yeah. Is it the Tower of Fantasy. Yeah. It's like, they did that for TF2, they did that with Valorant, they did that with I think they did that with Overwatch as well. And it's like, it's not that it makes me mad, I just think it's funny. Like, you know a game is doing well when they get copied by some random Chinese company. Yeah. What is a power crept, hon? English. Power crept means If a unit skill weapon is better than a previously released one, it's power creep. Oh, okay, I see. A certain flaw in game balance design where content released later tends to get more powerful as time. Yeah. I haven't heard that word. I still, like, sometimes whenever I hear a new gaming word, I'm like, how have I not heard this word before? When new thing stronger than older thing. Isn't that, like, basically Overwatch in a shell nut, though? Because I feel like Venture and all the new characters that they've released as of Overwatch 2, they feel like 10 times stronger than what they had in Overwatch 1. A new gaming word. Well, I mean, like, new to me, you know? I've never heard the word powercraft. It reminds me, before I started playing MMORPGs, I had no clue. I did not know what aggro meant. And so I was playing Toontown, and aggro, I think aggro is a thing in Toontown, but it's not the same as, like, Final Fantasy 14, where you generate enough, like, threat for them to target you. But I remember somebody was like, this guy, they're so aggro. And I'm like, what the hell is aggro? And I remember Googling it, and I couldn't figure out what the fuck aggro meant because they kept talking in, like, MMORPG terms. I'm like, what are you talking about? Aggro is when you piss off an enemy so much that they start hard focusing you. And it took me forever to learn that. So dumb. Anyway, guys, I know I talked about Chihuahua shit. Power creep sounds like my old PE teacher. Did anyone else have a really creepy PE teacher, or is that just a girl experience? Because I had some really creepy male PE teachers. Like, it's so weird because you could tell the difference between a female PE teacher and a male one, because, like, technically the PE teachers are not allowed into, like, the locker rooms of the gender that they are not a part of. But I remember, like, sometimes the female PE teacher would just go into the guys' locker room willy-nilly, and nobody would bat an eye because they'd always be like, oh, the teacher's, she's a girl and she's hot. But if a guy walked into the girls' locker room, oh my god, we would all be screaming and we'd be clutching our pearls. So I feel like a lot of female PE teachers, at least where I came from, they got away with a lot of weird stuff. I don't want to say too many specifics, but I did have a teacher from one of the schools I went to get arrested because she was diddling one of her students. And yes, he was a minor. Yeah, MMO is, yeah, it's a different language. It's like, it's not even English, man. And I've tried picking up MMO terms in Japanese, and it just hurts my brain, so I gave up on that. Even the male PE teacher going in the dude's room is weird. Yeah, it's like, it makes me uncomfortable, you know? Even if, like, the PE teacher is a girl and she comes in the girl's locker room and she sees me naked, it's like, why are you here? I'm a child, ma'am. Go away. It's still wrong, but was she hot? Okay. I think, I'm trying to remember back because, yes, okay. So most of my PE classes, I usually had a male teacher. But my sophomore year of high school, I finally got a female PE teacher, and she was a bitch. She was mean as hell. She was hard on us, but she was a baddie. She was so chef's kiss. She was sex, okay? I can't be more respectful than that. She was nice. She was hot. Nice booty. She was toned. But I remember in middle school, the locker rooms, at least where I was from, all they had was lockers and a bathroom. So we didn't get, like, any showers or, like, any places to change other than, like, just standing by your locker. But I remember when I went to high school, everything changed. They gave us showers. They gave us, like, we had, like, two different gymnasiums. And, you know, you could shower. You could change your clothes. They had, like, changing rooms if you were too shy to show off your body to the rest of your class, so you didn't have to change in the bathroom and, you know, drag your stuff all over the toilet and bleh. They gave us lockers. And they also gave, like, places to sit. Like, I know that's common where they give you, like, bleacher thingies to sit on near the lockers, but they had places to sit not near the lockers, so it was nice. All the doors in my high school locker room were removed because of kids doing drugs in there. That's sad because, yeah, that kind of happened to us. The first high school I went to, they gave us lockers, but then it would always be the stench of weed or something, and they got sus, and I think they finally removed them after I transferred. But the second high school I transferred to, they did not allow lockers at all unless it was blah blah blah, like the locker rooms for gym stuff. And even then, I'm pretty sure that they low-key went through our stuff. Because, you know, it's easy to break a lock with it. Like, they give you, like, they have, like, these pliers, right? And they can just snap open the lock. So I guess if they wanted to, they could go through your stuff, which is kind of scary. Spooky. Ow! Yeah, I think nowadays, like, I'm pretty sure... What the hell was I gonna say? I was gonna say something I forgot. Blah! I'm pretty sure that the lockers will not be a thing anymore by the end of the 2020s because you can't trust anyone anymore. Okay, guys, I'm starving. I'm gonna go get something to eat. Remember, think about Chihuahua shit. Think about the Five Guys dookie. Okay? But in all seriousness, please take care of yourself, okay? Don't starve yourself, okay? If your body says you're hungry, then eat. It is okay to eat. If you are struggling and you need permission to eat today, I have given you permission. You may eat. Eat whatever you need to eat. Have a nice dookie. Oh, thank you. Oh, a dookie meal. That sounds like a type of kids meal. Hi, can I get a dookie meal with the chocolate milk? Yeah, the combo locks are easy to pop. Yeah, because if you just have like a grip, if you could get a really good grip on it, you could just yoink it out of the socket. It's like a bone. You can dislocate the socket of the locket. Okay, guys, I'm gonna post my schedule tomorrow, but I will be around next week actually. So yeah, I will consume sustenance as you should. Get a PB&J just like your name. Yes. Okay, guys, I'll see you maybe tomorrow, but probably Monday. Wait, should I raid somebody? Oh, let's raid. Oh, let's see if I think Ray is online. I keep forgetting I have a raid function. I always forget. Like I'm so unused to it. Sorry. Unused to it. Sorry. Hi, Mimosa. Unused to it. Sorry. Hi, Mimosa. Hi. Okay. Screw the fast. I'm ordering pizza. I clicked the wrong button. Damn it. Screw the fast. I'm ordering pizza. You're so based. Okay. Rhea. Okay, oh, she's also doing a Zatsu. Okay, this will be good. This will be an easy transition for you guys. Alright, guys. I'll talk to you later. Please have a good weekend, and I'll see y'all next week. Goodbye. Goodbye, all.